Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the fourth window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. Deb will do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, it's Daryl Payne for Animal House for a couple segments. So if you have a dog acting a little foolish, you certainly want to call in. Daryl can give you some free advice that may free you from that problem. In the 5 o'clock hour, we'll talk to Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel, talk term limits with him. We'll also do trivia. Tom Segura tickets on the line there as well. We'll end it up with Ross Thoughts and Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely, very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
It's a pants-off Wednesday.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social. That's Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can actually watch us on YouTube. You can also check out some of our old shows through the podcast and find out what we did for What You Do That's New. Get the goods for interviews and other segments broken out. It's awesome.
Swiss Army knives of websites.
That's right. And you can leave us a talk back just by downloading the iHeartRadio app. If you already have it, just simply slide over to Real Radio. Use that little microphone to send it on down the line. You'll hear a number of those throughout the day. How you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Good day? For real? Everybody having a good day?
Yeah, I'm having a good one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oil change.
Oh, you got to know.
Nice.
Mine's due right now. Now, do you go by does your car tell you when to change your oil, or do you just look at the sticker?
I go by the sticker.
You go by the sticker?
Oh, I go to the sticker, then add 5,000 miles.
Yeah, right. Exactly right, dude.
Is that what you do?
So here's the problem with the sticker. All right, okay?
It's meant to sell oil.
It's meant to sell oil, right?
Really?
Yeah, because here's the thing. Modern synthetic oils are good for 7,500 miles on the regular now. Old oil really wasn't like that. So if you put synthetic oil, which is more expensive, by the way, I think a synthetic oil change from even the 5-minute ones is right around $100 these days.
Is it better for your engine?
Oh, yeah, it's way better because the viscosity is better. It's just a superior product. But you don't have to change it as much. My truck actually has an oil meter, and it will regularly go 3,000 to 5,000 miles past what the oil change place says is normal.
Wow. Well, I think I was about close to 1,000 miles. It's amazing how quickly you can go over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just a couple of days of commuting, and you're like, I'm how much over?
Yeah.
So I think I was about 1,000 over, but I didn't know that. And because I get so bad in between, when I stop and get gas of not checking my oil.
It's
That's the habit I need to get into is what
Especially
does
with
it look like?
Any older vehicle because of the
Exactly.
potential leakage there. You just want to make sure it's always between the lines.
Yeah,
So-
older's better too. Well, one reason the oil kind of helps wash away some of the worn shavings and stuff of the motor, and that's really what you want to do is get that out of there. Like Ross's new car, because it's basically a laptop with an engine.
Yeah.
So Ross's new car will actually tell him, he'll have a gauge that'll pop up like my little pickup truck. Jack's probably has it as well, and it'll tell you what percentage of your oil life is left, or you can just let it roll, and it'll tell you change oil soon. And you probably want to do that within a couple 100 miles after you get that, pop up.
That's one gauge I don't have. I wish I did because my dad always called, the lights instead of the gauges. He called those idiot lights.
Uh-huh.
The gauges are so much better because then, you can keep an actual eye on what's going on in your car.
Yeah, I trust mine because here's the thing. If you go to resell your vehicle, one of the best things that you can do is change your oil regularly. And when you have when you have the records, the maintenance records, and it shows that you were diligent when it comes to changing it. But I'm not doing it from what the oil people say because I would have already changed my oil 3 times in the time that the oil people tell me to change it. But like Jack said, this new oil is a totally different machine.
All
And I
right.
think 7,500 to 10,000 miles per change is pretty normal.
I have a 3x5 index card for each vehicle, and I track every oil change, tire rotation,
really?
air filters. Yeah.
Do you really?
Windshield wipers.
Let me just go ahead and write this down as the least shocking thing I'll hear today.
Well,
Hold
I
on.
mean, the thing that bums me out the most is index card.
It's almost like you have an electronic one in your hand. Same size and everything.
Yeah.
It's something tactile about
I
it.
understand.
It's better
Nothing.
to have.
Hey, it's like writing out your homework when it's already there. It's easier to remember. Now, are you an oil change guy? Is that your responsibility in the family?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Yeah, because
I mean, like, do you,
Am I the oil change
no,
guy?
but what I'm saying is, if your wife's truck, which is going to be your truck soon,
Yeah.
do you regularly? Hey, sweetheart, have you changed the oil lately? Is it due?
Come on.
What do you mean,
No.
Jimmy?
Come
Why are you
on.
asking him
What
this?
Why can I not ask him that? Why am I the
Jimmy,
bad guy?
he drove a car for over 10 years that didn't even have a dipstick.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
mean
yeah.
that he can't make changes.
I mean,
He got in a fight because his regular mechanic charged him $75 for an oil change, and he felt bad about it for months.
I felt bad about it in the sense of I got washed, not in the sense of like, oh, that poor business. Just to clarify.
They only made $75
Hey,
off me.
I felt the same way after I got mugged.
And in his defense, Jimmy, when's the last time, honestly, that you changed oil at your house? Because
Oh, no, I haven't done that in a while. I don't have
it's the
time for that.
disposal, right?
Yeah.
You got to put it in your vehicle and then drive it somewhere. And for
right.
whatever you spend, it's not worth the hassle unless you've got the equipment to do it.
So listen, man, this is one of those things, those convenient things that back in the day, Ross. I mean, it would be nothing. You throw your vehicle up on the car stands or the jacks, or you roll them up on the ramps. You get under there, you drop your oil, you change your filter, you do the whole thing, man. For one thing, I got no time for that anymore, and it's so cheap to have it done outside of the house. It cost me like another $20 because the oil is like $9 a quart. So you're already into it for $50 just for the oil.
I stopped doing it about 2 years ago. I stopped changing my own because there was no savings. It was
Right.
You could find the same price at one of the places.
And here's the best part: if the mistake is made and my motor blows up, I have somebody to blame.
Yeah.
How you like that? I do that in my driveway. It's only your boy to blame.
So your question was,
Yes.
just to back this up, you asked me if I was the oil change guy.
Yeah, and he's
which specifically meant, do I change the oil in my wife's car?
I did not mean that. You know for a fact there's no way I meant, do you crawl up under your wife's truck and do the oil change? What my question really was is that your responsibility? When it's time to get the oil changed, do you drive it to the change place or do you leave that for your wife to do?
No. And not only is it a no, she's the one who showed me the local mechanic.
Okay, so it's the other way around.
Yeah.
She told you how to do it.
Well, I mean, she told me where to go.
Okay, yeah.
She has a preferred mechanic, but no, I mean, I feel like whoever drives the car, that's your responsibility.
Really? Do you know, I knew a couple for years that the woman wasn't even allowed to put gas in her own car, that the husband would drive the car to the gas station and fill it up with gas and then bring it back so that she wouldn't have to do that?
So, like, did she have to wear long sleeves all the time?
And braid her hair.
No, she
They-
didn't.
And wear prairie dresses.
It's a thing. It's hashtag tradwife.
Yeah, it's just a very traditional 50s kind of marriage. It was very common that she did not drive her vehicle. When the gas was needed, the gentleman drove the vehicle to the gas station, filled it up, and brought it back to her. I don't have a problem with that.
If you and your wife are in the car together, regardless of who's driving, you go to a gas station. Who's putting gas in the car?
It depends on whose car we're in.
Really? So
Yeah,
it's her
yeah.
car. You won't do it for her
As
car.
of right now, yeah, I would say more than likely. But here's the thing.
So real quick to clarify, if you were riding in her truck and you guys needed a gas and she pulled over to get gas because she's driving, you would have her pump the gas. That's how it would be.
Oh,
Well, he
pump
would
the
sit
gas?
there
Yeah,
while
yeah, that's
she
what we're
pumped the
talking
gas.
Yeah, I think she would probably pump that gas.
Okay, good.
You'd make a pregnant woman pump the gas.
And then if you were driving the
that's
car,
I forgot about that.
if you were driving the car, it would be you pumping the gas. So whoever's driving, much like the radio, gets control over the pumping of the gas and the tunes.
Yeah, I mean, those are two different things. One of them's an errand, the other one's, fun.
My wife's driving. If I'm the passenger, we go to a gas station. I'm pumping the gas.
Yeah, I'm pumping the gas at all times.
So the one thing I feel like
'Cause
I
I
have
don't
to
wear a
defend
dress.
myself a
That's
little
what
bit.
you do
here.
not have to
But
defend
check this
yourself.
out. Check this out.
I think he
feel like he
does.
does.
I
I
do
feel like he does.
something way better than anything that you guys are trying to bring back the chivalry ways of on this side of the sidewalk.
No one's
You
trying to
get
do
her?
anything. You're defending something that doesn't exist. Jack and I are just telling you how we roll.
You get her there? Oh, don't worry about the oil change, babe, or the gas. You're good.
No.
You're fine.
What I do is whenever sometimes her car will be parked behind mine, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. Sometimes I'll take her car, maybe for like a quick little errand or trip because just of the parking situation. I've been known to fill up a gas tank or two. So then the next time, all of a sudden I'm not that bad.
It does.
It is a plus.
Okay,
It is a plus.
Now, do you also check to see if her windshield wiper fluid is full as well? That's another one that's always a very good little surprise, a fresh bottle of windshield cleaner.
Dude, my wife is not like that. She is so. No. To answer your question, no.
so
like
you wouldn't, right?
I don't even live in the universe where my wife would be like
Insulted.
or not. Yeah, it could be even insulted if I walked in and was like, "Hey, I checked all the fluids in your car for you." She'd go, "Why?"
Really?
Yeah, she would go.
I would get a bear hug for that.
Yeah, that would
from
not.
some guy.
You do routinely check the air pressure in her tires since your wife and future child are their safety.
Listen to that Jack come out. Listen to that Jack.
And you have to do the dime check on the treads for the tires to make sure she's got enough tread because when the rainy season comes, you want her as safe as possible.
That's a good point.
You have to buy the tires when it comes to
Yeah, we just got tires not too long ago.
Very nice. Okay.
I haven't done the dime trick on the new ones.
How about the
but-
pressure? Do you know what the standard pressure for a tire is? About the standard?
It's about 34
Yeah.
psi. Clapping is just salt in the wound.
I can't believe he pulled that one out.
I love you, boss. You're doing it. You're killing it today.
Well, I mean, just let me go back to the point where I'll chuck a 20 in her gas tank every now and then.
Yeah, you're doing a fine job.
That I feel good about. I shouldn't be applauded for knowing 34 psi.
She's having a baby with you. You win. All right. So I mean, all the stuff we're saying is does not matter at all.
But for me to win, that means she loses.
No, it doesn't mean she loses. You both win. You're both fine.
But I think I won a lot more than her.
All right. 407-916-1041. Deb News. Save him.
Yeah, I will do just that. A fast-moving Texas wildfire burns 500,000 acres in only 2 days.
Damn.
Closer to home, Governor DeSantis calls citizens' property insurance not solvent.
Really?
Yes.
When did that happen?
We'll give you those details coming up in Woke News, along with a Florida ticket just misses the Mega Millions jackpot. And I do mean just misses. And we'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031 if you want to leave a talk back. Get your iHeartRadio app ready. Go to Real Radio and leave it right there using that microphone. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
You're asking an awful lot of that magic eraser. For some extra elbow grease, tell your smart speaker to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a safe and smooth one on the major highways and roads of Orlando, and it does seem that closure is still there eastbound on Colonial Drive, heading towards Christmas. That's at the intersection of Chuliota Road. You're going to want to seek an alternate route, but thankfully no issues reported on the rest of the major highways and roads, including east and westbound lanes of I-4, also north and south of the Turnpike and the Greenway. Our Valvoline instant oil change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando. Joy, love, heartache, life. Everything we've been wanting to see on a Broadway stage is here. Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill is Broadway's Tony and Grammy Award-winning musical. The New York Times calls it redemptive, rousing, and real. You live, you learn, you remember what it's like to feel truly human at Jagged Little Pill.
Coming to Dr. Phillips Center March 19th through the 24th. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Hi, my name's Tim Forehand. I'm a deputy sheriff. In my job, keeping in shape is important. I've tried other products to get my weight down, but nothing has worked like Android 400. In just 3 months, I've dropped 51 pounds, down from 230 to 179. Plus, the weight's come off in the stomach area. I've gone from a snug 36-inch waist to a 32-inch waist, which I was in high school. I highly recommend the Android 400 to all my friends.
Guys, are you frustrated because no matter how hard you try, it seems impossible to lose stubborn belly fat? Then discover why thousands of men each month rely on Andro 400. Lose belly fat, gain energy and confidence, and feel great about yourself. Andro 400, the safe, effective, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435.
The PGA Tour's best will make their return to the Players' Championship March 12th through 17th at TPC Sawgrass. Secure your spot to see defending champion Scottie Scheffler and other top players battle to etch their name in history. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
With all the new people moving here recently, we thought it'd be a good idea to explain International Diamond Center. If you've lived here a while, you already know this, so bear with us. International Diamond Center, also known as IDC, is not an ordinary jewelry store. It was started decades ago by a major East Coast diamond supplier, Keith LeClaire. Keith had international connections with diamond cutters and would sell diamonds to upscale jewelry stores. Then he decided to start selling direct to the public at prices that undercut traditional jewelers in a big way. This no middleman approach caught on big, and now IDC is one of the largest and most successful jewelers in America, still providing exceptional quality and astonishing value. So if you've just moved here from New York or California or wherever, know that IDC is the area's go-to place for diamonds, fine designer jewelry, and Swiss timepieces. Just be prepared to be a little shocked when you see how great our values are, especially compared to where you came from. International Diamond Center. Just another great reason you made the move south. Get details, directions, store hours, and more at shopidc.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free. explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
As of next month, I'll be married 32 years. I take care of all the maintenance with my wife's car. She does fill her own car up with gas, but since it's also the dog car, I clean it and detail it every week, and then every afternoon before she goes to work, I clean all her windows because she drives at night, and clean windows are a lot safer to drive with at night.
That's true. But if you need a husband, let me know. I got almighty.
Hey.
This woman of yours is treated too well, my friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Every day cleaning the windows.
Oh,
I'm
man,
like,
God
I
bless
don't
you.
know, man. He got me on that one.
I went out there biting their bottom lip, wondering who that dude is.
Put a Swiffer in his hand, and I'm done.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show right here on Real Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
I guess.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell will step down as GOP leader in November. He made the announcement today on the Senate floor, saying it's time for the next generation of leadership. The 82-year-old said he'll step down from the role after the November elections, but will serve out the remainder of his term, which ends in January 2027. He's the longest-serving Senate party leader in American history, as he's been elected to lead the Republican conference 9 times since 2006.
My man's got jowls for days.
He does.
Ertle the turtle.
He has like a cartoon turtle.
He does.
Mitch McConnell.
He reminds me of like the standard ant arm fat.
Yeah. If that came to life.
Yeah. And then it grew a mouth.
I'm just dangling here next to this armpit.
Yeah.
All right, a fast-moving wildfire in the Texas Panhandle is now the second largest in the state's history. That's according to the Texas A&M Forest Service.
Damn, really?
This is unbelievable what they're dealing with. The Smokehouse Creek fire has burned 500,000 acres, like I said, just in 2 days since Monday afternoon. The fire remains completely uncontained.
And the wind out there, is it in West Texas? God, the wind out there never stops. And it's just dry.
Yes.
Nothing, but it's like a tinderbox out there.
It is, and it's flat, and it's expansive. And the fire is only expected to grow even more. One Texas county judge said, quote, Homes have been burned in almost every direction, end quote. The flames have knocked out power. They forced families to flee, with evacuations being ordered in at least 60 counties.
Damn.
Governor Greg Abbott has issued a disaster declaration for 60 counties because of the fires. But, I mean, if you're not in the path of the flames, you have to assume at some point you may be. And especially, I mean, this is ranching country. This is farming country. These are folks with cattle and horses.
That's exactly the fire I saw was burning down what looked to be a horse barn.
Go back to my home.
And all that fencing out there is all wood posts. I mean, God only knows. Man.
And then, of course, I don't know if you saw the headline the other day, but they're saying Mexico City is looking at running out of water in a month.
They use this term, and this is you can use all the end of time terms that you use, but there's one that stands out, and they used it in this story, and it actually made me read the story because a lot of that stuff is like clickbaity,
right?
You know what those two words are?
Song of Ice and Fire.
No, day zero. That day zero term is that end of time, clock runs out kind of time. That when they use that and they use day zero in the context of Mexico City's water issue.
Because imagine what that's going to do for people fleeing to other areas with water. I mean, you can live without food, you can live without shelter, but you have like 3 days that you can live without water.
That's it.
All right. Storm conditions are expected to increase across Central Florida over the next few days. Now, before the weekend moves in, the National Weather Service has a moderate risk of dangerous rip and hazardous boat conditions will remain along the area's beaches through at least tomorrow because of strong southern winds just cutting across that water and creating those rips. Forecasters are also warning drivers about dense fog. That's expected to develop overnight in portions of Orange and Lake counties. So they're advising motorists plan for extra time during your morning commute tomorrow morning.
I don't mind smart fog, but that dense fog.
Well, I don't know.
So dumb.
Anybody?
Okay. Because sadly, along the 429, that's
what dense means.
Yeah.
There's been so much smoke because it's more trees. They're just on both sides of the highway.
Yeah,
so
just destroying everything.
If you're driving up the 429 and that fog mixes with that smoke, then you end up with a super fog situation.
Fog smoke.
Yeah. That's when you really get high.
Yeah. Is it actually called super fog? Is that the correct scientific term?
I believe it is. I will look that up.
I just like whenever scientific communities just get to the end of the road and just call it super. Just call it super.
Turbo.
Call it super turbo fog.
Well, as I had mentioned before we went to break, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says Citizens Insurance, the so-called property of last resort, couldn't pay out all of the claims if a major hurricane were to hit the state. Is that what you want to hear about 2 months before the official start of hurricane season for 2024?
By the way, as home insurance prices double.
Oh, and yes, it is super fog, by the way, and this is from the National Weather Service.
Dude, that's a dub in my column.
Right. Except it's exceedingly dangerous. But appearing
fog with a cape.
Appearing on CNBC's Last Call, DeSantis says recent changes to the law have lured more home insurers to the state, but more are needed. DeSantis believes the insurance market in the state is the most attractive it's been in 20 years.
Yeah, what?
Solvency issues at Citizens have gotten the attention of some lawmakers in Washington who now fear a bailout.
Yeah, so here's an interesting thing. I've been thinking about this a little bit. What legislation could you possibly pass to protect a state that's a peninsula that juts out into one of the hottest places and one of the most hurricane-ridden spots in the entire world? You can't. There's no legislation you can pass to make that a less of a risk. You see what I'm saying? I mean, insurance companies are businesses, and you're asking them to risk an exorbitant amount of money on fees that may not cover the cost of rebuilding in the state. So, I mean, really, I don't know what legislation they plan on passing to create a better business deal around something they can't predict, which is the weather. So I'm really interested to see how these legislators and these politicians negotiate that. But there is no answer for the record.
No, there isn't. And, a lot of times we think of what's happening out in Texas as Texas's problem, but it's not, because the insurers who have to pay for the damages in that state, in the Lone Star State, are also probably the same companies that are
Right.
operating in this state.
This isn't the only one bad stuff happens
No,
in.
exactly. Between California right now, what's going on in Texas and Florida.
In the Midwest and what they're having in the winter
Yes.
up there. They're about to get another ass kicking in the winter in the Midwest.
Yeah, exactly. And you still have homes on cliff sides in California that could potentially fall in, and they're dealing with more rain coming. All right, that's not the only money news for the state of Florida. Macy's has announced a round of store closures that could affect workers in Florida. The retailer plans to close 150 stores, including 50 by the end of this year. The announcement comes after the company posted a fourth quarter loss and has been experiencing a drop in sales. Macy's has 41 stores in Florida. However, it wasn't announced which stores would close in the Sunshine State. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the one that's at the mall at Millennia is going to be just fine.
Yeah. I think it's going to make it.
Yeah, I think it's going to do okay. All right, Florida fuel costs are on the rise. AAA says prices jumped by 5 cents overnight, making the current average $3.33, and that is 4 cents higher than the national average.
Damn.
The Auto Club says the state's gas prices are expected to continue to see an upward trend through the next month as the demand increases for winter residents and spring breakers. All right, thanks to the folks who texted us at 77031 letting us know that local officials are going to be holding a press conference about our next story. So until we get that updated information, I'll give you a little bit of background. A massive search is underway for a missing teenager out of Orange County. The FDLE has issued a missing child alert for 13-year-old Madeline Soto. She was last seen in Orlando's Hunters Creek neighborhood on Monday morning. She was wearing a green sweatshirt, black shorts, and white Crocs. Her family told WFTV they believe Soto was taken by someone shortly after she was dropped off near Hunters Creek Middle School.
Dropped off like to go to school?
To go to school,
Oh, gotcha.
and then snatched from there. Now, this morning, the sheriff's office sent out more than 50 members of the emergency response team to search the area, conduct interviews, follow up any possible leads. Police say they are concerned for Madeline's safety, and teams have been working around the clock in their investigation. And you can't help but think of the sad story out of Texas.
Yeah.
Of the little girl who had just dropped off at her bus stop.
Yep. And they got the guy who had some priors and stuff, too.
Oh, he was
And
a
by the
friend
way,
of the family, and because
Right.
he had pled down from a prior offense, he was not required
Yeah.
to register as a sex offender.
Yeah.
So her family had no idea who
No
was
clue,
living
yeah.
in that trailer on the back of their property.
Absolutely no clue whatsoever. By the way, if you don't know where the Hunters Creek area is, it's out by their South Orange Blossom Trail, out by the Florida Mall in that area. So if you are in that area,
Yes.
Familiarize yourself with this young lady's picture. It's everywhere on the local news. And that way maybe you can give some information. I'm sure that they're scanning every possible camera in the area, trying to find more evidence as well.
And I'm sure they're also going through her social media,
Yes.
trying to see if there's any connection there. All right, a woman is dead after she was reportedly thrown from a car in Volusia County. The circumstances of this story is what made me pull it. Daytona Beach police say the investigation began when they started looking for Julio Rivera in connection to a stolen motorcycle yesterday afternoon. A woman who claimed to know Rivera called him to the area. So while waiting for him to arrive, authorities say that woman then got into a white truck with 6 other people inside. Officers tried to approach the vehicle, but the woman was thrown from the vehicle, and the group drove off. Rivera was arrested last night for grand theft auto. An investigation into the woman's death is ongoing.
Wow, man. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
All right, police are helping Seminole County families keep their children safe. The Oviedo Police Department is hosting a car seat checkup this afternoon in partnership with the organization Safe Kids Worldwide. Officers will work with certified safety technicians to help install and inspect car seats, because I bet both Jack and Jim can attest to the fact they may look like they're easy to put in, but one simple mistake and it could be
where you put them, how you point them, which way. All that stuff really matters. A lot of people put them with them facing backwards. There are ways that the manufacturers tell you to use them, and a lot of people don't do that.
I think I pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, thanks, Jack.
Well,
Jack's gonna have a
caregivers.
class later.
Caregiver. Hey, he's got every oil change on
Oh,
an
yeah.
index card.
Yeah,
All right?
plus it's something I don't have to worry about anymore, and we survived those
Yeah, you
years,
did.
so I'm going to say nailed it.
Okay. Well, caregivers are also going to get a brief lesson on how to use the equipment. The event started at 2 o'clock, but it goes until 5 p.m. at the city police station. The agency installed more than 24 seats last year. Okay, we covered this as breaking news yesterday, but the NTSB is investigating after a training flight with 3 people on board crashed into an unoccupied parked plane last night at Orlando Sanford International Airport.
Yeah.
Airport spokeswoman Lauren Rowe says, fortunately, no one was seriously injured.
That's what's up.
The training flight caught fire after the collision, but the flames were quickly extinguished. If that's not all, the plane that was hit was sliced in half.
What? The funny thing is, when you see the story, it says bumped into or had a small collision, and then you look to the photograph they have associated with the story, and it's just the plane on fire on the ground. I was like, I think it's a little bit more than a bump, guys.
Right.
That is so metal.
The airport is back to normal operations as of this morning.
Oh, Lauren Rowe. I hadn't heard her name in a while.
I know. There
Lauren
you
Rowe.
go.
That's awesome.
I thought I
Yeah, she was Channel 6 for years.
That's right.
Yeah, she used to play the Phil's Fall tournament all the time. I think last year was one of the first years she's missed in a while.
Okay, good. So she's a PIO now.
Yeah, she is. She's been out there for a little bit.
All right. Well, sad story from Lake Eola. Bird flu appears to be having a deadly impact in Orlando. City officials announced yesterday that 2 Lake Eola swans died of avian influenza, otherwise known as the bird flu.
Yep.
2 more swans were found dead this weekend, but their necropsy results have not come back yet. But in the interim, if you go to Lake Eola, especially like if it's a spot you like to walk your dog, it is very rare, but there have been cases of human transmission of getting the bird flu. You also don't want your dogs to come into contact with the birds or their droppings. They're even suggesting that if you walk around Lake Eola, because of the size of the park and the amount of fowl that they have there, to clean your shoes before you get in your car, or better yet, just leave them outside the house. Don't wear them inside the house and track them around.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
better safe than sorry. But
exactly.
You're putting a real damper on that Lake Eola business there, Deb.
Hey, listen, if it keeps someone and their pets safe, suck it up, Buttercup.
I love it.
A memorial service is planned to honor a Marion County Police K-9 who was shot in the line of duty. K-9 Leo died last week after the 4-year-old German Shepherd was shot by a battery suspect while defending deputies at a property near Silver Springs earlier this month. That's what his handler said. He said the dog sensed that the deputies were in danger, and he did what he was trained to do.
Yeah.
And so deputies returned fire, killing 33-year-old Jeremy Bradshaw. The community is invited to attend a service on Monday, March 4th, in front of the Sheriff's Office main operations building in Ocala.
That's in Silver Springs that happened?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Near Silver Springs, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
All right, there's also one more sad story, but an injured bald eagle in Brevard County. We reported on this too.
All right.
Wild Florida Rescue announced yesterday that the bird named Freedom was euthanized. Freedom was brought to the O'Galley Veterinary Hospital for treatment 2 weeks ago, but over the last week, his condition got rapidly worse, and vets say it got to the point where euthanasia was really the most humane option. They hope biopsies will determine what caused Freedom's sickness. And on Facebook, Freedom's doctors write, quote, "Thank you, Freedom, for the incredible fight you gave. We all hope you are soaring high right now, free from the pain you endured, and we will not forget you."
There you go.
Written by our own eagle, Jim Colbert.
Nice.
All right, this.
I hate it when you guys do that.
I know you don't.
I hate it when you guys all do that, and I don't even know what's going on. It's happening right in front of me. Like, I can't figure it out. I don't get it. How do you guys do that? You guys communicate like dolphins. Through a series of squeaks and clicks without it. I can't hear it.
It's actually secret.
That's not how you want to start 2024. It's really not. You don't want to have the headline of that we euthanized freedom.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, kill freedom.
Yeah,
I told you Biden was doing it.
Yeah. Was it an accident?
O'Galley, where freedom goes to die.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even by accident. You would think freedom would have died, like, putting up just more.
Right.
All right,
Such a
I'm going to
bummer.
continue.
It might be the last year of it anyway.
A biology professor. Ooh. Say it, Jack.
We're doomed.
A biology professor. Get this, right? Sometimes student debt's just too much, I guess. A biology professor is accused of stealing more than $300,000 from a Manatee County nonprofit.
Okay.
Christine Bador, who works at Georgia Southern University, turned herself into Bradenton police earlier today. Investigators started looking into her last November after the American Elasmo Branch Society,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even know what that is, but that's fine.
Accused her of using their money for personal expenses like medical procedures, a car.
What medical procedure for $300K? Did she just get a new her?
Yeah, the professor was...
Just clone herself? Is that what she did? Just get a new one of her, put it in a closet in case hers broke down?
The professor was the treasurer of the organization that's dedicated to shark and stingray research. She is facing felony charges, but at least she's going to be pretty in that orange.
Oh, my God almighty. $300K. That's
I know. Isn't that amazing?
You not know that's gone out of a nonprofit.
And then here we go from the person almost getting away with it to the one that gets the crook in the end. Thanks to GPS, a suspected thief is behind bars. Miami police say Moises Gomez was arrested Monday for burglary and unlawful possession of stolen credit cards. The 41-year-old allegedly broke into a truck in Venetian Islands and stole a wallet. But owner Jay Bruns had a GPS tracker in the wallet.
All right.
He got in his truck, followed the GPS signal to Overtown, where he called police. When an officer arrived, Bruns pushed a button on his tracker, and a noise started coming from Gomez's pocket.
Oh, man. That's busted. He must be married, this guy.
Police searched Gomez's pocket and found Bruns's wallet. Gomez was taken into custody. Now, this arrest comes just 5 months after he was released from prison.
Oh, man.
Where he was serving time for strong armed robbery. Now, Bruns didn't know about Gomez's violent past, but he tells 7 News in Miami all he was worried about is getting his stuff back.
That's right.
And then finally, lottery officials say a Mega Millions ticket sold right here in Florida was just one number away from having at least a share of the $563 million grand prize from last night. The ticket purchased somewhere here in the Sunshine State matched the 5 white balls.
Okay. All right.
To win a second-tier prize of $1 million.
Wow.
Meanwhile, no one matched all 6 numbers, so the jackpot for Friday night's drawing is a paltry $607 million. The jackpot has been rolling since it was last won on December 8th when 2 tickets sold in California, and they shared a nearly $400 million prize.
Yeah, you've never been so angry receiving $1 million in your entire life than not receiving $500 million.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Did I miss this? I'm sorry. What do we know what is their least favorite number of all time now?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's going to be one number that you are just going to get pissed off at every time you see it. You are going to hate 28.
Right, exactly. You better hope you don't see it on your clock, right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, that would totally. I think that would be worse than missing 3 numbers. Just one number away.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the universe just slapping you.
You don't deserve it yet.
Right, exactly. And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
Don't come around here no more.
Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for Central Florida for the rest of our Wednesday. And we're expecting another beautiful, picture-perfect day across Central Florida. Temperatures will be on the warmer side, well above our normal high temperatures for this time of year, with a high of 84 degrees for the Orlando area. We'll still see a good amount of sunshine, too. A cold front does bring increasing clouds for our Thursday and slightly cooler temperatures with highs in the upper 70s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you it's the best thing they ever did, but more often than not, they're going to add this. I should have done this sooner. It's exactly what my father-in-law said to me. What are you waiting for? Well, you can find out exactly what they can do for you, and it couldn't be easier to make your appointment. Just text 1041 to the number 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. 65,000 LASIK procedures. That's how many they've done. They've got it down to a science. They use the latest state-of-the-art technology technology for the best results every single time. And if finances is a problem, do not worry. These guys have 24-month interest-free financing ready to go. Just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins now.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance is the presenting partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, live at South by Southwest. To learn more or start a quote, visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness. With insurance designed for your small business, the Bucks got your back.
What'd your mom pack you for lunch? Let's see, a turkey sandwich, chips, and... Oh, fresh from Florida strawberries. I'll trade you for some string cheese. Sure, here's my sandwich and my chips. No, I want the Florida strawberries. Seriously? No way. Can I throw in my juice box? You can throw in your lunchbox. You're not getting my Florida strawberries.
Pack the snacks your kids want to eat. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop.
How about my new sneakers? Nope. These earbuds? Nope. My backpack? Nope.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding and Sonic initiatives across the board, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles. We have been partnering with iHeart across multiple platforms, both for brand enhancement as well as for performance marketing. I think the cut-through of the message and the recall of the brand are much higher. Also, that has been very beneficial for us to integrate some of our campaigns into the native content of iHeart. It has been a very nice partnership, and it continues to be very strong into the future.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like The Vinyl Experience. Just search Vinyl Experience and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Real Radio 104.1.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
I run full synthetic in all my vehicles. My current work truck has 442,000 miles on a gas motor.
Hey, Jimmy, it's not a dime that you use to check the tire, it's a penny. If you take a penny and turn it upside down, stick it in the trough of the tread, if the tire tread is not covering the top of Lincoln's head, it's time to start looking for some new tires.
Boom. There you go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that very much.
Whatever, dude.
That guy's phone sounded amazing, didn't it? Oh, Mike.
I like that guy, but I mean, a dime, penny, we get it's gonna work. I think there's also one with a quarter too.
Yeah, it's where it falls on the coin that matters. And
Yeah.
I just made the mistake of picking
It's
the
to
wrong coin.
measure the distance, and they're
Right.
saying the distance between the edge of a coin and the top of Lincoln's head is the minimum amount of tread that you're going to want on your vehicle.
Also, there's like I remember like a shadow thing. Like if you can look at your tire and see the area between the tread, that's not good. Usually the tread's tall enough to cast a small shadow down in there. And if you can see all of that, which is the bottom of the tread, it's time to go. And I was telling Deb before, and we were all kind of talking this before the program. By the way, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. I think that's probably, on top of brakes, like the most important thing to really maintain for Floridians, because when the rain comes, those bald tires create a more likely environment for hydroplaning, which I contend is one of the most terrifying things that can happen to you while you're driving.
Foot off the gas, foot off the brake, and just try and keep it steady.
It's terrifying. I remember the first time it happened to me. I was coming off of I-4, and I think we were in my little sister's car, and we were on the way back from the purchase. Like the car was that new. We were coming back from buying the vehicle, and hop off going to Lee Road. And that old ramp before they redesigned that area was an old road. It was very popular, so you get a lot of that Florida ice, and it goes downhill. Because when you come off that ramp, it kind of has a little down incline. I hit the brakes to start slowing down, and we sped up. That is because you have your foot on the brake, and your body is telling you you're doing everything right, but you're not getting the response you're supposed to. We might as well have been on a frozen pond.
Right.
It was the same exact experience, and it just so happens, it's true, we came to a stop an inch from the bumper of the car in front of us that we would have hit.
Oh.
I mean, an inch. It just kind of came to a stop. Just divine intervention.
Kind of like physics to always remind you that you aren't exactly 1,000% in control.
Right, yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
Even going down I-4 in the areas of town where the road, back in the day where the road had been ridden so much, it creates those two lanes, those indentations where you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And those fill up with water. So I always tried to ride on the inside. But what you have to realize there is the part that's in the middle is where all the oil and stuff comes out of your motor, and it's slippery. So I would ride up there, and then, man, I've been going down I-4, just again, 70 miles an hour, not even super fast, and just cars start turning sideways, and you're just freaking out.
That happens to me more often than not. I start fishtailing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Right now?
When there's a rain and I'm taking off at a light, I have to be very careful, like what gear and.
Yeah, but you just got told you need new tires anyway, right?
2 new tires, but they said I could make it until the next oil change. But as I was telling Jimmy, driving in today, it felt a little wobbly the way, and these guys know the way I drive. They know it's fast, especially around the curves.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
Why don't you change?
Because I don't want to.
Yeah, she don't want to. She's got because she can buy
because
tires.
I've tried.
See, here's the other thing too. It's so funny because this is part of your bit. When did tires get so expensive?
They are very, very expensive.
Oh my
Do you
gosh.
remember, guys, when you used to be able to buy a set of tires for like $600? Like you'd come out of there at $600, $150 a tire, $170 a tire.
Yeah.
You're feeling like a millie. You're feeling great. And now the tire's just where it starts. Because now the fees, it's like buying a ticket to a concert.
Yeah.
The ticket's $45. Your cash out price is $89.
Yeah.
Right? They doubled it with fees.
Yeah.
We just experienced this with the Shane Gillis show that we bought tickets for up in Nashville. When my wife told me how much the tickets were and then told me how much we paid because of the fees, I mean, I don't even know. How do you even get around it anymore? Like, I guess the best thing to do is just scalp the ticket. And maybe you can negotiate with the person who's doing it illegally because you can't with the ticket box. And with tires, it's the same way. They went from $150 to like $290 a piece.
What's the venue?
Just some theater up there, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's the venue that signs contracts with Ticketmaster.
But it's like you buy the tire, it's you think $140 for a tire. You know, for a good quality tire, you're like, man, I'm set. Man, by the time they hit you with the
disposal
fee and the what's the alignment and the balancing,
new valve, you got to replace the valve
stem, all that.
They give you the air pressure, and those things go, and when they go,
right,
you don't want to have to change a whole tire, so it's better just to put new ones in now.
Then there's a service fee, and I'm like, I thought I was paying for service. There's an extra fee for service on top of the service I'm paying for.
You want caps on these stems?
Exactly. You want air these? You want air these tires?
There's a paper fee. Just printing out the fee is a fee.
Exactly.
Reading and holding this fee is a fee.
Your $150 tire, I swear to God, is like right at $190 when it's all said and done.
It's $1,000 to get 4 tires.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. And even for a little bitty car like yours, Deb.
That's
it's
why
even
I do
more.
two tires at a time.
It's even more. And then, no, they charge you a penalty for that. It's like $2,000 just to get 2 tires done.
Exactly.
It's $1,000 for 4.
Some of them won't even do it.
And not just that.
Some of them won't even sell you 1 or 2 tires. Like, entire set, we're not doing anything.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but like the 2 tire real penalty is that now you have 2 tires that are going to go out quicker.
Faster. And the problem is now you have that leapfrog kind of mentality the entire time.
Yeah. It's expensive being broke.
At all times, you're right, it is. At all times, you're going to have 2 tires that are older and more worn than the other 2 that you have on your car. All the time. Did you guys ever get retreads when you were kids?
I did that once, and then also had a blowout on the turnpike.
Yeah. Then you didn't do it anymore, right?
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Never.
Yeah. Where they take the old one and just glue a new tread to it.
Yeah.
Super reliable, by the way.
They did that? Is that over? Did they still do that?
I think you can still do it. I think that you can still get retreads.
By the time I changed the tire, the dome light in my car killed my battery. Then I had to just sit on I think it was the Parkway. It was Garden State Parkway. Sitting on this trunk up with jumper cables, and finally a car pulled up.
Oh, yeah.
You jump? Yep.
Look, a blowout's bad, but I had the worst blowout because when you buy an RV, the RVs come with really bad quality tires, right? Like these Chinese-made tires, and they blow out all the time. We were on our way to Itchtuckney Springs, actually to go scalloping with my fifth wheel, and lost a tire on the turnpike going like 65, 70 miles an hour. And this thing weighs like 11,000 pounds. And it sounded and felt like somebody had crawled out of the back of my truck and just started hitting it with a baseball bat. And the tread came off the tire and started flopping around and just beat the complete piss out of the back of the inside of my RV. It had to be repaired professionally because the tires is just flopping around a 40-pound piece of rubber. Like just kicking my RV's ass.
Now, do you have to hit it with a spare? Because I like spare tires. I like whenever I look at a car and there's like this little hey guys, I'm part of the team. I'm trying.
I like when people accessorize them.
Yeah, dude. I love a good.
We're going to put Mickey Mouse ears on you.
Yeah, I love a good Rudy tire. It's that underdog story that you see on I-4 that you do avoid because you're like, I don't think that thing's got minutes on that.
It's small, but he's ripped.
Yeah, I like that tire.
All right, 407. You got to put like 105 pounds of pressure in there. If that thing lets go, it's go. It'll wind up in Michigan.
It's essentially a Captain America shield.
Exactly. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Get your phone calls ready if your animal, your dog, is having a behavioral issue, whether it be scratching, whether it be licking, whether it be jumping up.
Or biting, as in Jimmy's case.
Biting your husband.
Whatever the case may be, get ready. Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training is in for a couple segments for Animal House, which we will do next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still some slowdowns on the Turnpike northbound due to a crash between South Canoe Creek Road and Williams Road, blocking the right lane. Sanford, same thing, slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between 429 and 1792. This is due to a serious crash blocking 2 left lanes there with FHP on the scene. And DeLand, another crash blocking the left-hand lane 1792 southbound before International Speedway Boulevard. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
You know, here it is February, and it's like 83 degrees outside. It's going to be cool again this weekend. That is the roller coaster ride. That is Florida weather. But you have a champion for you. That's Mills Air. These guys can keep your AC ready to go regardless of what happens in Florida. The roller coaster that happens here every single day can beat up systems, but with that preventive maintenance plan from Mills Air, it's always going to be ready to go. Let them use that 30-plus years of experience here in Central Florida to make sure your AC never quits on you. Their techs are awesome people, and when you see that van rolling down your driveway, you know everything's going to be okay with your AC system, not to mention their Carrier factory-authorized dealers. That could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call them today and schedule that really important appointment. It's easy, 407-277-1159. You can do it online at millsair.com.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is Tobacco-Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. Tobacco-Free Florida's Group Quit service offers free virtual and in-person sessions at convenient times and locations. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine replacement therapy like patches, gum, or lozenges. You are not alone. Whatever your reason to quit is, Tobacco-Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Paid for by government.com. Here's your chance to get 5 iconic United States silver dollars spanning the last 150 years in one amazing set. Experts agree this is a must-have for silver coin buyers. That's right, all 5 silver dollars are legal tender official United States mint coins. If you call 1-800-386-7194 right now, we'll send you this ultimate 5-piece American silver dollar set with each silver coin in extremely fine or brilliant uncirculated condition. Guaranteed. This set includes every type of U.S. silver dollars in American history, issued from 1878 to 2024. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 150 years of U.S. silver dollars 5-piece set. Plus, receive a bonus display case, an information booklet, and free shipping. Don't miss your chance. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 5-piece set of iconic U.S. silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
This hour of Real Radio is sponsored by Twin Peaks, now open in Daytona.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Doc Holliday here. Ross, you brought back some great memories talking about that ultrasound the other day. Hell, I was tearing up, almost blowing snot bubbles on my steering wheel. There's one thing I think more emotional than that ultrasound. That's cutting that cord. You got to do it, brother. That doctor's going to smack that baby on the ass, and the first thing out of its mouth's going to be, yeah! Boy or girl, there's things you need to teach both. Like, don't kick a fresh turd on a hot day. You guys have a good day. Adios.
I got a T-shirt with that.
I love that guy.
Yeah, it says it right there. Whatever you do, don't kick a hot turd on a warm day. Boy.
Kick a fresh turd on a hot day.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show right here on Real Radio. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to watch us do our thing and watch Daryl dish out some of this wonderful advice that he does, you can go to JimColbertLive.com, click right through to our YouTube channel, give us a subscribe and a like while you're there, and then enjoy the entertainment. It's absolutely free of charge, courtesy of Jack Bradshaw.
What?
Very sweet. Let's do Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And Animal House is brought to you every single week from personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. We'll tell you how you can get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House, but look at that. It's the fourth Wednesday of the month, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means. It's time to welcome back Daryl Payne of Pawfection Dog Training.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were driving by your spot a couple weekends ago when the weather was really awful. We just drove by and we poured a little out for you, buddy.
Did you cry?
I poured a little Old English out. I was riding with one that day, and I poured a little OE up for you.
I was actually wondering about that. Not this past weekend, the weather was sublime, but the week prior, it was just solid rain both days.
Well, real dog owners come out in the rain. Is that? Well, actually, we're not in Winter Springs at the moment because they're building these pickleball courts. So we're over in Oviedo, and there's not as good drainage over there. But we were really lucky because we had a dry week prior to last week, but the one before was pretty wet, I've got to be honest.
And this weekend they're expecting it to possibly be wet as well.
Yeah, so as long as we get it all done in the morning, so hopefully by the time the class is finished, it's just starting to get a bit squashy over there, but we get away with it.
Oh, that's fun.
All right,
a little bit squashy, dude. I'm going to start saying that.
A bit squashy. Daryl is here from Pawfection Dog Training. These guys have been training animals here in Central Florida for many, many years. He comes to us via England, where he worked there at Scotland Yard, training dogs for them, and then here in America, just getting your dog to behave right. And before we get started with the advice on dogs, by the way, if you want to call, we have all lines open, 407-916-1041. You said something, there was a thing called a Dangerous Dog Act or something?
Yeah, this is something I came across. I've been hearing about it for a while, but it's getting into the final stages now before it gets passed into law. It's been brought about by the state representative for Palatka, Bobby Payne, no relative there. But he's brought this forward because Florida stands at the moment at number 2 for dog attacks and deaths in the country. So obviously he's thought, okay, we need to bring some legislation in here. And it is quite far-reaching for people. You know, I printed it off the other day. So if a dog is deemed to be dangerous, and dangerous means that it's aggressively bitten, attacked, endangered any person, or inflicted any injury on a person, like a severe injury, then it's automatically is registered as a dangerous dog. And that can be in a private place or a public place. Or if it's more than once severely injured or killed a domestic animal off the owner's property, then that's also dangerous. And the one that really gets me is if it's, when unprovoked, it chases anybody in a street, on the sidewalk, in any public place, or approaches them in a menacing fashion where the person thinks it might attack,
like growling or presenting its teeth or something.
Even if they think it's approaching them in a menacing way, then that can be classed as dangerous as well. If it severely hurts a person, then animal control must euthanize it.
Right.
The state say that it must be euthanized if it's severe injury or death. If it doesn't, if it just bites or chases a person, then it's going to be impounded and there's going to be an investigation. Now, if they decide on that investigation that the dog should be deemed as dangerous, then the dog must be neutered if it's a male. You have to have signage at every entrance to your home saying there's a dangerous dog there. It must be kept in a compound when it's not supervised. And you've got to have, you've got to get insurance, an insurance policy that will cover at least $100,000.
Good luck.
Look, can I tell you something? I don't think you'll get one at all. I mean, when you started talking and saying this stuff, the first thing I thought to myself was this legislation is built to basically make these people get rid of these animals so that they can even continue to have insurance on their homes. Well, that's really where you can attack people now to do stuff like this. By the way, how do you feel about this? Do you agree with this?
Well, I think it's necessary for there to be some protection, given how we are the second in the nation now for attacks.
Right.
I think there has to be some kind, but I think you have to be careful and you have to temper that with sensibility here, because there is also an avenue there for neighbours that aren't getting on.
Right.
Hey, your dog really scared me. Let's call animal control.
Right. Yeah.
And there's going to be a state registry of dangerous dogs. Now, you can't tell me that an insurance company isn't going to go to that state register and go, hey, you're not getting house insurance because you've got a dangerous dog. So I think where it is necessary to protect people and to make people take control of their dogs and actually really get the training early. I mean, this is what we say to people: get the training early.
Yeah, be responsible.
And be responsible for your dog.
Right.
I think that's necessary because there are so many attacks. But I think we have to be very careful in the investigation stage of, how far this goes for people.
Man, how are they going to even begin to do this? I mean, you can imagine. I mean, people are so triggered these days that if anything happens, that they're going to be an onslaught of phone calls for people to come out and get their dog investigated. For the most part, I think if you own a pit bull at all, someone's going to make a phone call on you.
Oh, it could be a Great Dane.
Or
it could be a St. Bernard. But what's interesting to me is the not reading the room from this lawmaker in Florida, knowing that we're already dealing with a home insurance crisis just because of the weather, that to add more pressure onto Florida homeowners when it comes to being able to keep and maintain home insurance, now is just not the time. Doesn't mean to ignore the issue, but there has to be another solution other than making it more difficult for Floridians to get and keep home insurance.
Let me tell you too, Deb, and I agree with you 100%, but there's a situation now where, I know somebody in my life that has to share a room, with other people.
Right.
They're rooming up, young professionals, beginning their, and that's about to end, but one of these roommates has a dog that's very aggressive and has actively bitten 3 people in that apartment,
and that would come under this new law.
Yeah,
exactly. That would come under that law.
Yeah.
I would think more than 1 or 2. You have to be aware. You have to be responsible for that, and that would throw the onus of the injuries onto the owner of the animal.
Yeah, and I think I do think it's necessary that people do take responsibility, and that there are protections for people out there. And we hear all the time of people that allow dogs that are reactive to wander around off leash in certain places, and neighbours that are genuinely concerned, and rightly so. But it does open the gates for for other things. It stops short of breed specific legislation, and thank goodness for that.
Yeah,
because you go to England and they've banned breeds. The XL Bully has just been banned along with the pit bull and some other breeds there. So they've immediately banned that breed.
Well, the thing is, I'm beginning to understand why more, and I know people freak out. They're like, "Well, it's not the dog, it's the owner." Yeah, but the problem is it's the dog, because if a Maltese poo goes crazy, he may take out an ankle or 2. But if a pit bull has a moment, it could be a death machine because of the ability of the damage it can do, even in a very, very short glimpse of time. I think that's kind of one of the deciding factors, right?
Yeah, statistically.
If your dachshund goes crazy, you're going to make it through more than likely.
Well, and the dachshund is the most likely dog to bite you.
Right,
but
right.
they're little tiny teeth that don't really do much damage. But when you look at
A
the
Rottweiler.
bigger breeds, I mean, I've got a list here of the most attacks and deaths from 2014 to 2020, and you can see on there the disparity.
Oh my God!
When you look at that, I mean,
oh my God!
And some of that has to be down to sort of natural instincts of some of the dogs, but also it has to be towards
God.
the lack of responsibility of some owners.
Pit bulls. Let me just give you that. How many attacks in this period of time from 2014 to 2020? How many attacks do you think were attributed to pit bulls?
16 years?
Yeah, in 16 years. No. 6 years.
In 6 years.
A number or a percentage?
A number. It's a number of total attacks nationwide.
I'll go 1,000.
Oh, there you go. Good guess.
It's got to be more.
It's a
than
lot
that.
higher.
Yeah.
So work off
2,500?
Wow, not a bad guess.
Oh no, that's still got to be cute. Let's go. I'll go 10,000.
Not quite there. Deb's the winner. 3,397. So 3,400 attacks.
Ooh, that was almost a gong.
That's not the number, though. That's not the number that's fun. 295 deaths out of those 3,400 attacks. 295 of those resulted in death. Rottweilers are number 2. What do you think the Rottweiler number is? Attacks from 2014 to 2020. Remember, Pit Bull was 3,400.
I will say 300.
I'll go 250.
700.
Deb wins again, 535. So your first place is 3,500. Your next place down is 535. Then it goes German Shepherd, 113.
And I think that the message there really is not about, hey, don't get a pit bull, because I'm not anti-pit bull and I train a lot of them. But they're for people that do take responsibility. The message is train the dog early.
Yeah.
We go to places where we have an 8-week-old pit bull puppy, and they turn out to be the sweetest dogs in the world because everyone does everything right straight away.
But it's kind of like a young guy with a muscle car having that big beefy dog, right?
And that's the problem, because when they do go wrong, they go very wrong.
Right.
And so it's the shelters have to be very careful what they rehome.
Right.
And there are a lot of pits there. I think really the state, as well as bringing this in, they should be bringing in legislation to stop irresponsible breeding, so that the shelters don't get full of these breeds.
Right, yeah.
Because these are little cash, sort of ATM machines for people pumping out, dogs for the wrong reasons sometimes. And there needs to be legislation for that as well as this.
I mean, I would think also pit bull numbers. I want to know per capita as well, because between pit bull, Rottweiler, and German Shepherd, I think it's safe to say that I would assume that there's more pit bulls than those other two dog breeds, right?
Yeah, I think there are. But also, if you look at the most common dogs, then you've got the Labrador and the Golden Doodle and the Labradoodles. They're the most popular dogs. There's more of those than anything. And I mean, the Labrador's
way down the list.
Down at 3 deaths and 56 attacks.
I can imagine Golden Retrievers have got to be way high up there, right? Golden Retrievers so vicious with those stuffed animal toys of theirs.
Well, with this
they can
new
tear
law,
a squeaker out.
Oh, their eyes are terrible too. They're so terrifying. They'll make you cry and get cotton candy for them.
Well, this new law as well is going to be a problem for dogs of a terrier type,
right?
Because chasing after domestic animals like cats and stuff like that, these are the animals that have got a natural predisposition for that.
Yeah, that's part of their makeup.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go to break real quick. 407-916-1041. Here with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training. We're going to take your calls next, so load them up. 407-916-1041. Does your animal have a behavioral issue? Daryl can help you out with that. Again, 407-916-1041. 4 lines open. Grab one now. We'll take your calls next.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Try one more time. I was wrong, Angel. We can auction off one more thing.
Thank you.
Okay.
A promo.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
A crash with lane blockage on I-4 eastbound between 429 and 1792, causing a lot of slowdowns there. Also, one blocking the right lane, still working on the turnpike northbound. This is between South Canoe Creek Road and Williams Road. And we still have that earlier crash closing down the intersection of Colonial Drive eastbound at County Road 419. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is time to be a hero and tell all your friends and family about Life Imaging FLA. If you have a family member you think could benefit from Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan, I suggest you spread the word. I did that for me. I told my mother-in-law and my father-in-law immediately. I was like, you guys have to get this done. Of course, they're in their early 60s, in the mid-60s, and I think at this point in their life, it would be very advantageous to find out if they have any lurking issues. That's exactly what I did, and our buddy Daryl Payne that's in the studio right now had to deal with heart issues that he didn't know were there either. Life Imaging FLA and their heart scan could have let him know beforehand, and it does that with people all the time. Do that. Spread the word, man. No dyes. You don't take your clothes off. This only takes a few minutes. Matter of fact, if you have claustrophobia, you don't have to worry about that as well because you don't go into the machine completely. Don't wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And be sure while you're there to ask about their cancer screening as well. It's easy, too. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. The Queen Sleep Number C4 smart bed is only $1,599. Save $300. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, oneFirmForLife.com.
McDonald's McCafe iced coffee wakes you up like the perfect song. The 100% Arabica beans get your head nodding. Yeah, then the cream drops like a smooth bass line. Add some ice to chill it down, and some French vanilla flavor. There you go. Or change it up and go with caramel. Either way, it's a stone cold classic. Start your day with a $1.49 McCafe iced coffee available during breakfast hours only. Music to my ears. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. My day just flows better when I make my first stop McDonald's. I can choose 2 faves and save big with a bundle of savory sausage McMuffin or flaky sausage biscuit with crispy hash browns for breakfast for $2.79. Or I can make Mickey D's my last stop. Lunch, dinner, a late night snack perhaps, when I bundle a crispy McChicken or juicy McDouble with delicious small fries for only $3.69. Now my day is made the tastiest way when I bundle and save at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid with product served.
Cheers to you, girl. I know you're excited about the new job.
Oh, thanks so much.
Hey, is that my engagement ring you're wearing?
Don't be silly. Oh, wow. They are identical. How did that happen?
Don't tell me. He went to jail.
Yeah, yours too, I guess.
Wow.
Don't make her settle for one of those cookie-cutter rings from the big corporate chain jewelry stores. At International Diamond Center, you can get her a stunning, one-of-a-kind designer ring, one that's as unique as she is. IDC has over 4,000 handcrafted rings from world-class designers like Tacori, Verragio, Henry Dossi, and others. These are designers that you'll never see in one of those mega corporate stores, but we have them starting at under $1,000. So, ladies, don't settle for ordinary. For a ring that will be yours and yours alone, make sure he goes to
International Diamond Center.
International Diamond Center, with 4 convenient Orlando locations.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like The Vinyl Experience. Music legends experienced through the authentic sound of vinyl. The Rolling Stones, Tom Petty, Pink Floyd, The Police, and so many more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Vinyl Experience, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate that. If you'd like to watch us do our thing and watch Daryl Payne dish out this incredible advice, just go to JimColbertLive.com, click right through on our YouTube channel, give us a subscribe and like. That helps us out quite a bit. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. Yo. And Ross.
It's true.
And like I said, we are continuing Animal House, brought to you by our friend Glenn Clausman at Clausman Law, here with Daryl Payne from Perfection Dog Training. And we do have a couple calls, Daryl. Just real quick, how can people find out more about that legislation that you're just talking about? Where did you find that?
If you Google, it's HB 873.
So
HB, and it's
House Bill 873 out of Putnam County.
And also, you can put in Pam Rock.
Okay.
Act. They've called it the Pam Rock Act. She was
mauled.
She was killed. She was a postal service worker. I think she a vehicle broke down and she got attacked by a pack of dogs. And so in her name, it was actually her family that went to the state representative and said, "Listen, we need some protection here." Yeah. And so this is the result of that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So it's check that out. Google it for sure. That way you're up to speed on what's happening and what could become law here in the state of Florida.
I'm gonna actually put a simplified version onto our Facebook page and our website. So in a couple of days, that will be on there for people to check out there if you want a simplified version.
You got it for sure. All right, let's get some of these calls in here. Thanks again for coming by, Daryl. We appreciate that very much. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne from Perfection Dog Training. What's your question?
Okay, I have two questions, one big, one small. The small question is, how much dog food should I be giving to my 7-pound puppy? And the big question is, I'm potty training him, and he's signaling he wants out, but he's still having accidents in the house. And how do I discourage him from having accidents in the house?
Do you have a BB gun? Oh, that's a joke. Okay,
Okay, so
she giggled a little too hard. I had to let her know I was joking.
let's.
He's a 7-pound dachshund.
Okay.
Oh, it's a dachshund. Yeah, well.
Strike one. It's a dachshund. They don't listen.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's deal with the little question first. How much food? It really depends, and this goes for everybody. It's not just the puppies. Go by roughly the guide on the food bag. Remember that the better quality the food, the less you're going to feed of it because there's more goodness in there. The more garbage you put in one end, the more garbage comes out the other because the body doesn't use it. But it also depends on how active the dog is. So if you've got a dog that is very active one week, you're going out on trails with it and all this kind of thing, it's going to need more food that week. If it's more sedentary the following week, then it's going to need less food. So go roughly by the guide on the bag. I know I've said it before, but try to avoid corn and white rice because these are fillers and they metabolize as sugar and they make the dogs hyperactive.
And Daryl, real quick, you can't leave a bowl out for a dog and expect the dog to regulate itself, right? Especially dachshunds that love to eat and they will eat themselves sick.
Yeah, and especially with the puppy. Free feeding isn't a good idea anyway because with larger dogs, if they eat too much, they can get bloat where the stomach flips over. And if that happens, they're going to be dead in half an hour unless you get them to the vets in 20 minutes. So that's not a good idea. If you've got multiple dogs, you don't know who's eating what. With puppies...
I have 2 dogs, so free feeding doesn't happen.
No, and with a puppy, you don't want to free feed a puppy because if a dog's eating food all day long, it's processing food all day long, it's going to want to poop all day long as well. So feeding, twice a day is ideal. Go roughly by the bag, but go by the look of the dog. If the dog's getting a bit fat, then cut the food down. If it's getting a bit skinny, then put the food up. But try and give a good food without byproduct and corn and all that kind of thing, and you'll be feeding less anyway.
Then the second potty question.
Yeah, the second potty question is. He's already showing you he wants to go out, but don't think that's the end of the battle. Obviously, you're finding that's not the case. Still put him out if he's 7 months, then, perhaps every hour and a half to 2 hours, put him outside, leave him out there for 15 minutes. If you can. Ideally, we leave them out on their own for 15 minutes because when you're out there, you distract them and then they forget to go to the bathroom until they get back in again. So go back to that strategy of taking the dog out every hour and a half, and it will get better, I promise. It's just, there's nothing easy about having a puppy.
Yeah, thanks, Lori. I appreciate it very much. I have also found that when I took our dogs, when we got our puppy, the more that she was able to scent the front yard where she was going to pee, that when she recognized that aroma, it really kind of induced that behavior.
And that's the problem when they pee indoors.
Exactly.
Because they hit that aroma and it's their pee spot.
Or their poop spot. If you'll notice, they do it the same places every single time.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, it's by the front door or by the door that we usually let them out of.
Yeah, or they'll go to somewhere quiet like the dining room that's never used.
Right, exactly.
And you don't find it for a week.
All right, 407.
I wouldn't find it until December.
Yeah, 407. Merry Christmas. 407-916-1041. We have open lines for questions for Daryl Payne. Hey, Ken, how you doing? You're on with Daryl. What's your question?
Hey, how you guys doing? Okay, so real quick, I've got this Labradoodle. He doesn't do anything bad. Like he doesn't pee, he doesn't poop in the house, anything like that. What he does is he snatches food. He's a big old giant dog, and he can get up on the counter, and then like if we have a dinner party and he's cruising around, he might snatch a like a burger or something out of a kid's hand, and that's like it's not aggressive, it's not weird or anything. He just wants people food, and I don't know how to deal with that.
Do you have a BB gun? I already did that joke.
Yeah. He lent it to the last person.
Yeah.
She's now got it for her dachshund. So if he's doing it in front of you, that's easier to deal with because you just need to find something he doesn't like as a consequence. If he's doing it when you're not looking or when you're out the room, that's slightly more difficult, but it's not unsolvable. Depending on how sensitive he is, and if he's a golden doodle or a labradoodle, they tend not to be the bravest dogs in the world. A collar that vibrates, not a shock collar. I hasten to add, not a shock collar, but a vibrate collar, something like that, so that you can watch him maybe on an internal camera, set him up with that, and then just hit the vibrate when he goes up towards the food, and he'll think the food did it. Not all dogs are the same. It may work for him, it may not. If it doesn't, call us, we'll come round, and it's what we do all the time. It's one of those behavioural things. He's taken an opportunity to steal, and because there's no consequence to that, he's getting away with it, and so he continues to do it. So it's easily fixed. What we do is we find the right correction for each particular dog. It's not one method fits all. So try that.
Thanks, Ken.
And if not, call us, and we'll come around and fix it for you.
Yeah, they will for sure.
We have a texting question, 77031. For Daryl, we have a Catahoula that is spring-loaded. She can jump to the height of my shoulder. How can we get her to keep from jumping on guests in our house?
Is that a dog, a Catahoula?
A Catahoula?
I don't know what that is.
I believe that's what...
Catahoula. A pretty little dog. Nice colourings.
I believe Glenn Klausman has a Catahoula walking hound.
Yeah.
I think if you take out one leg, it'll probably stop that, right?
Oh, yeah, look at this thing.
Where's that BB gun?
Like
Only if it's one of the back legs.
It's like a dapple hunting dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, jumping on guests is one of those things that we deal with, on a daily basis in home. It's a behavioural problem. It is overexcitement. Sometimes it's dominance as well. They're trying to figure out, how dominant you are as a guest coming in, or even as a pack member. Again, similar to the last caller, it really depends on the dog as to what will work for that dog. We don't want to go over the top with correction, but equally it has to be something that's effective.
Yeah.
Normally it's some kind of distraction. I would call us, let us come round and fix it for you, so you know that it's just the right level of correction. And also, nothing we do makes the dog afraid of you. And nothing's injuous or physical.
Right. They'll be afraid of Daryl instead.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my training technique, is fear of me.
Yeah.
That's what I usually like to do.
Because we don't want to ruin the relationship you've got with the dog, but equally dogs do need boundaries.
Yeah, they do. They're just like kids.
Yeah.
All right.
And, they are bouncy dogs. Well, I suggest you bring it to the agility classes. They'll have a great time.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back to some of these calls. Hey, Chris, how you doing? You're on with Daryl Payne. What's your question?
Thank you, sir. Big fan.
Thanks, man.
Long time fan.
Thank you.
Since the Rush and Bow days.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask you a professional question.
Go ahead, buddy.
I've been in probably thousands of houses doing cable, and a lot of people will approach you at the front door and tell you like, "Hey, my dog doesn't like you." Like, they don't like strangers and stuff like that. And a lot of times it gets diffused right away because you approach themselves like it's their house. And I think a lot of people make that mistake, where I just put my little hand out, and then I reach out and look down. Am I doing the right thing?
Okay, let me. Thanks, Chris. Let me jump in, Chris, because there's a couple of things I think you should be doing, and a couple of things you shouldn't. The old thing of putting your hand out, palm down, offering the dog the back of the hand. The reason that came about is because there's actually less on the back of the hand to injure than there is on the front of the hand. And so people tend to put the back of the hand there. And what really you're saying is, I know you're going to bite me, so let's try and make the injury as least as possible.
Here's a test limb.
Yeah.
And so I'm guilty of doing this.
I am too.
Allow the dog to smell you.
Sniff,
Yeah, but I've just recently read that they're saying don't do that anymore.
No, absolutely don't do that, because...
Hey, here, boy, bite this.
Yeah, because action will always beat reaction, and you'll never take your hand away fast enough if the dog decides to bite. And they don't all growl. Sometimes you get no warning other than the very subtle body language, which if you're not used to looking at, you're not going to see. What I would do, Chris, is before you go to a place, hopefully you'll have a number for it, or you can bring this in as part of the company you work for. And I do it myself. Have it so that the dog is out of the way. You don't want to meet the dog. You're not there to meet the dog. You don't want to meet it. Have them put the dog away in another room, because you're walking into that dog's territory. And as much as people think they know their dogs, they really don't. And what they see with their dog isn't always the right picture. So you are putting yourself in danger there by not having the dog just put away. So you can have it as a condition of entry for your company going into these places. Hey, we're coming around. If you have a dog, put the dog away into another room so we're not disturbed by it. don't take that chance, because it is a chance, and if it goes wrong, especially in someone's house, it can go horribly wrong for you.
And that's pretty common too, by the way. If you're a homeowner with an animal and you have a service provider coming over, that you're pretty much you're there. You got to store the dogs. I mean, AC guys, Mills comes over. They ask us all the time, hey, do you have animals? And if so, where are they? Could you please take care of them so we don't have any encounters? And that's just the thing to do.
And apart from anything else, if you're in and out of the house, if the door opens and the dog flies out and then gets lost, they're going to come to the company and say, hey, you let my dog out. And there's the problem. So, have them put the dog away.
There we go. Al, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne. What's your question?
Great. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it.
I have 2 American Eskimo pups, maybe just about 2 years old now, and treats. I buy them marrow bones from the butcher, and I just kind of roast them just for 5 minutes, take them out, with the marrow. I'm wondering, I never had any problem with it splintering, and occasionally I'll get them prime rib bones. I'm wondering if that's a good, safe treat for them.
I think
that's a great question, buddy.
With the bones, it's not a problem giving a dog a raw bone, a marrow bone. Unless you've got a German Shepherd like I had, which comes through them like rocket fuel, and you get explosive diarrhea everywhere.
Tell us more.
That escalated.
Actually, one day I'll tell the story of my bomb detection dog who emptied like that in Buckingham Palace.
Oh, nice.
Oh, lovely. The Queen's here.
Outside the banquet hall just before the guest arrived.
Tea.
But anyway,
that's awesome.
To get back, so the marrow bone is fine. It can cause diarrhea with dogs.
Yeah, because it's like the marrow is super. It's just fat.
Yeah.
It's just
The other thing is that I find it can cause as well is problems with regards to resource guarding. Sometimes even the nicest dog in the world can become baby Cujo when you give them a marrow bone, because it's a high prize.
Oh man,
and
That's
where
the
they might be okay with everything else, but not with that. If that's not a problem, then there's no problem. There's no problem giving them those bones.
We regulate it when we give our dogs bones. Once they get to a certain point, we take them from them.
Yeah,
that's what we do. We let them chew them up a little bit, put some dents in them, lick them and play with them a little bit. But once they get to the point where they can put the entire thing in their mouth, we take it away.
Gotta go.
And the rule is really, if it can splinter, don't give it to them.
All right,
that's the thing.
Let's get a couple more of these in. Aldana, how you doing? Thanks for holding. You got a question for Daryl Payne?
Yes. I got a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel for my daughter last year, and she is obviously a love bug. She's about a year and a half now, and the unfortunate thing is she becomes very possessive of anything. She'll go for a walk and bring in a stick. She'll go for a walk and bring in a piece of mulch, and you cannot get it out of her mouth. She growls, she tries to bite you, but that's not her. But when she gets something, she will not let it go.
And actually,
do you have a BB gun?
I just don't know how to. No.
that plays into the last caller when I was talking about dogs becoming possessive over high prizes. It's exactly the same thing. It's not her normal personality until it is. And then as soon as she's got something that she considers is her prize, that's when she's starting to step outside of the boundaries that she should be following. And she's saying, get away from it.
Yeah, I mean, I could be bleeding to death on my floor, and if I have a treat in my hand, my dog is going to take the treat and then bitch at me for not having more.
That's one.
It's a stick or mulch or.
Well, they're dumb.
But that's her. That's her prize. You see, she's got that. She's found it. It's hers. I went to one dog that had put 5 trainers in hospital before I went there, and that would get a paper tissue, and that was the prize, and it would take a paper tissue, and if you went near it, it would try and attack you, or actually attack you. It's something which we do have to fix because it's a dominance behaviour you're seeing, and she's a little higher up the pecking order than she should be because it's not her place to be telling you what you can and can't have. So that's definitely one you need to. Yeah, she needs to call us so we can fix that for her, especially if she's got kids.
Yeah. And you got to do that because that'll happen for sure. And you're right. Once they get that treat, that high treat, they change. The personality changes altogether.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's why we have to be very careful with what we give them.
Well, always good seeing you, buddy. Remind everybody how they can get involved with you, get to the class, get registered.
Right, so the group classes are at the moment they're in Oviedo, in the Shane Kelly Bark Park, at the back of the Bark Park there in a custom-built place. That's on a Saturday. in the mornings. If you want to join that, just give us a call, 407-456-1066, and we can get you scheduled in for the classes there. It's agility and obedience. Same number for behaviour stuff. Remember, we come over to the house. We fix all the problems you've been listening to, on the callers. We fix all those problems and more, and we can fix them in one session with a lifetime of support, so we don't leave your side. And if it takes more than one session, then you're not paying any more for that. We've got a therapy course coming up. We're working with Make-A-Wish Foundation and about 70 other places. So if you want your dog to be a therapy dog, have a look at the website at perfectiondogtraining.com. And we can turn your dog into a therapy dog.
Wow, we got a really good question right here at the end. We're out of time, though, but I have to save it for last time. Did you see the question?
I didn't, but you sure?
Yeah, how do you train a deaf puppy?
I did see that
So we'll talk about that next week,
Yeah, we
though.
can do that next
time we
week.
see you.
Absolutely.
Is it with a BB gun?
And I've actually trained several deaf puppies.
Really?
Really?
Well, actually, Sally, who comes on here, she's got a deaf dog.
That's right.
I'll be damned.
She had him out at Suds Pups and Pints
Maybe
because
I'll bring Sally with me, and she can talk about
Oh,
Rocket.
that
We'll
would
bring
be
Rocket in.
great. Rocket is a sweet, sweet dog.
Well, you guys give it up for Daryl Payne.
It's probably sign language.
And of course, I will be posting the Animal House podcast later. So if you missed any of Daryl's expertise in answering listeners' questions, you'll be able to get a hold of that later. But as always, we want to thank Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law for generously bringing you Animal House each and every week. If you've been in any kind of an accident, car, motorcycle, slip and fall, here's just a couple of reasons why you need to call Glenn Klausman. One, he doesn't pass you off to a caseworker. Glenn is going to personally handle your case. So much so he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year, including this year, he's voted super lawyer and legal elite. He's also an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So if you've been in any kind of an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMANlaw.com.
Thanks, Deb. Daryl, always good seeing you, buddy. There you go.
Thank you,
Perfection
Daryl.
Dog Training. Check them out in Oviedo. Get your animal acting right. All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
You can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. A cold front's coming through Florida tonight. Temperatures for lows around 60, 61 or so. Tomorrow through the weekend, partly to mostly cloudy. So our bright streak of weather with lots of sunshine comes to an end. Temperatures also get a haircut. Just 73 tomorrow for a high after it was in the mid-80s today. Rain chances, they will be pretty low through Friday. I think they ramp up this weekend. Nothing heavy, but a few showers Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Come to Audible and discover the best selection of audiobooks without exception. Bestsellers, new releases, plus podcasts and exclusive Audible originals. You'll find everything you love all in one place. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Before you know it, summer will be back, and Florida's intense sunshine will be beating down on us and our homes. And if you're tired of watching the sun bleach your upholstery and make the inside feel like a sauna, it's time to replace your old windows with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. In fact, they recently heard from a customer the other day who said replacing her windows with Renewal by Andersen was like having cataract surgery for her home because she couldn't open her windows or blinds because the sun was so hot. But now with Renewal by Andersen windows, she can enjoy her view, and the energy-efficient glass keeps her home cool. Every single window is custom built with your specs in mind, your hardware choices, styles, look, and feel of your specialty windows. And now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and/or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
Make your dream of a new paver's driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
The Players' Championship is back at TPC Sawgrass March 12th through 17th. Don't miss your chance to see the PGA Tour's top players competing on the iconic Stadium Course, home to the famous Island Green 17th hole. Watch the drama unfold as the battle for the Players' Championship trophy takes place in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Secure your spot to see defending champions Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Victor Hovland, and more today. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio, specifically audio influencers.
Audio has been a key component for us. Our consumer is omni-channel, so we need to be omni-channel. We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio. I think using the audio influencers has been a huge component for us. Working with iHeart, we were able to really tease out the audio influencers in key markets that were authentic Chipotle fans. And because it's authentic and because they're seen as trusted friends by the customers and the listeners, it's really been an effective strategy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Can you imagine buying a TV or a car, using it for a year or two, and then taking it back to trade it in for a new model, and the retailer gives you a full refund plus an extra 10% toward the new one? Yeah, never happened, right? But it does happen at International Diamond Center with our 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. It works like this. When you buy any diamond at IDC and keep it for at least a year, we'll give you back 110% of your original purchase when you decide to upgrade to a larger stone. For example, you buy a diamond today for $5,000. When it's time to upgrade, IDC will give you $5,500 toward the new diamond. That's guaranteed 10% appreciation when you trade up. Think about it. IDC will give you more than you paid us for the first diamond. This is for any engagement ring center stone, as well as all diamond solitaire pendants and all diamond stud earrings. You get 10% more value when you trade up. Just another example of how we stand behind everything we sell. International Diamond Center. Get locations, directions, and store hours at shopidc.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Good afternoon, Colbert crew.
Man, I love listening to Daryl Ping. I just wish he was a cat expert because I really want to ask if he's ever seen a cat play fetch. We just found a kitten, and this all-black, devil-eyed thing likes to play fetch with a paper ball. Does it every time. Comes right back with it every time. It is adorable and creepy as hell.
No, it's not. I've seen it before.
Like, I've seen a spate of this. Like, on my Instagram feed, there have been like 3 or 4 people who have found bobcat kittens or cubs. Is it cubs? Kittens out in the wild who had been abandoned, and they bring them and they raise them. And you're like, this cat's walking, this woman's walking through the house, and this blinking bobcat jumps onto her shoulders and just walking around like a 25-pound killing machine.
Don't do that. There's places like
that's it.
Yeah, we have places like the Back to Nature
That's right.
Wildlife Refuge. We have the Care Foundation. We have so many great organizations that are set up to. I know they are.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. We do have some breaking news.
Yeah, we do. We want to let you know that comedian Richard Lewis, who had just appeared on Curb Your Enthusiasm, has died at age 76. Haven't heard what the cause of death was yet. And of course, no word that he was sick. And then the other breaking story is the fact that President Biden, the White House, has released part of his physical. He had his annual physical, and they're currently going over the results as we speak.
Could you imagine that, guys?
That
By the
would
way,
be
R.I.P.
suck.
Richard Lewis. I mean, I never thought Richard Lewis was super funny, but he was on The Monsters a couple times, and he killed. Like, I mean, he destroyed, like, vaudevillian, just one-liner after the next. And like, I never thought his stand-up was funny, but in the studio, he destroyed us. Like, for 40 straight minutes, just wore everybody out.
Well, Lewis died actually at his home in Los Angeles after suffering a heart attack. If you remember, he'd revealed that he'd been living with Parkinson's disease last year.
Yeah, I mean, he's legendary.
He made me laugh so hard on Curb.
Yeah.
He was one of, if not my favorite part of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You know, I've never seen one episode of that show.
You saw one.
Oh yeah, well, the one I saw, yes, I saw the one you, but I've never seen. I never really got into it, and it's something that I think I would love.
Just him and Larry, just would just old man each other.
It's
to
like
death.
it would be like a neurosis tennis match.
Oh,
like.
And then he was also in Men in Tights, and seeing his mole jump from parts of his face down to his neck, I think, in one scene. That always made me laugh. He was really funny in that movie.
He was the first guy I ever saw do that whole, I guess, Benny Goodman did it, I guess, a little bit, right? Like the whole anxiety, neurotic, like, woe is me kind of thing. Like, you're instead of talking about normal stuff, did you guys remember that? No? Am I just
stand-up?
Not Benny Goodman.
No, not stand-up was kind of like...
It was one of the first specials of stand-up that I saw. I couldn't tell you a single joke, but I remember the blue curtains and the puffy 90s hair. Looking like a banshee as he strafed from side to side.
Rest in peace. I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about Richard Lewis for the next couple of days because I think it was beloved, especially by that New York crowd. So we'll hear more about that. But, man, they released President Biden's information from his physical. Could you imagine that? Like them really, he takes a statin for this. He takes this for this. Yeah, he's got they said he had his, was it a pinched gait? Or or a stiff gait.
Hey.
In other words, he walked. He walked like his back was hurting all the time.
I think that's fairly evident.
He's like 81 years old. But the other thing he said is his weight was normal for his height. I mean, I didn't see anything horrible in there.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you pay more attention to his medical history than your own?
Who, Biden?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I just saw it on TV and just remembered it because I saw it. I can do that sometimes. I can look at something. I need to remember that and then commit it to memory.
I wouldn't say Jim does, but I would say a large portion of the country does.
Oh, what? Pays attention to their own stuff?
Yeah, pays attention to the president's health more than their own.
Well, I don't pay attention to his health more than mine, but I do pay attention to my health now that I'm like over 55. I started paying attention a lot more.
I'm curious how many people are going to look at that physical without having a physical of their own in the last 5 years.
Oh, and then judge?
Well, I just think it's wild that
That's
you're
the American way.
You're going to look at somebody else's physical.
I mean, regardless if you believe the guy's politics or not, you have to assume at 81 years old he's not doing that bad. I mean, I've seen 81-year-olds in much worse shape. I mean, this guy's running the most powerful country in the world.
What do you guys think about his jog? You guys see the jog?
I've never seen him jog.
He jogs every time.
He looks like a jogger.
Well, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Like it's a lean forward, fast walk.
Oh,
yes.
It's a lean forward,
every
fast
time
walk.
he goes to the microphone, I feel like he's overcompensating.
Right.
Like he doesn't. At least for me, as a citizen of the United States, I don't think he needs to do this. I still got it. Brisk walk / jog up to every podium, but he still does it. I feel like he's trying to let everybody know, like, oh, your old guy still got it.
Yeah. Does he do that jog thing? Like if you're crossing the road and a car's coming, but you don't really run, but you do your arms like you're running to show them that you're trying to hurry?
That's what it is.
Yeah, because the speed is still the same, but there's a little bit extra movement.
There's more movement.
It's like when you gear up on a bicycle, you're like, you're going crazy, but your bike's going a foot an hour.
Yeah.
Like a torque, you're getting more torque.
Did you guys ever read between the lines on the run? Because I've always thought that since day one, seeing Biden walk up to a podium, I was like, all right, at least he cares. He cares how he looks because he's running because he wants to
He's
prove
still riding bikes.
Yeah, that he still can. He's riding bikes, but I mean, he got defeated by one of those.
Texting service is checking in. You think he gets the prostate check?
He has to. And then, but follow-up question, who?
And that is the question. There is no follow-up. That's the question. Who does that?
His doctor.
I know, but man, you can't tell me there's no other way to do it. Like the president has to take that as well? Like you would think that there's some other medical procedure that they could do that without doing that to the president of the United States. God almighty. Just the thought of that.
I don't know. Maybe at that age, they're like, they check his PSA levels and his blood work.
Right.
And at a certain age, it's not going to get you before anything else is going to.
Yeah, I mean, we've been hiding UFOs for 70 years. I'm guessing we probably have a way to look at this dude's prostate without sticking a thumb in there.
Nah.
No.
It's tradition.
All right, good. All right, 407.
It's like a turkey pardon.
916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Parents are getting their kids something when they go off for college, and I bet you never thought of this. We'll do that next.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Crash blocking the left shoulder, I-4 eastbound between 429 and 1792. Accident blocking the left lane, now I-4 westbound after 429, right around mile marker 59. Left lane, left shoulder blocked there with emergency vehicles on scene. Crash with lane blockage, Osceola Parkway eastbound, east of 535 at Story Lake Boulevard, and a minor crash at South Patrick Drive at Pineda Causeway. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in an accident and would like to know the value of your case, go to forthepeople.com to see cases just like yours. You see, all lawyers are not the same. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
That mortgage guy, Don, has been helping people with their mortgage needs for over 20 years, including myself. That mortgage guy, Don, will work tirelessly to help with your purchase or refinance. In fact, here's a review from Michael R. from this past December. Quote, Don and his team were very informative and looked at every avenue available to make things happen, end quote. I can attest to that. If there is a way to make your mortgage or refinance happen, that mortgage guy, Don, will find it. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Orlando Magic Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and of course mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at faswd.com. That's faswd.com.
The Big Florida Repossessed Car Fair is finally in Orlando, now until March 4th. Orlando Luxury Motors has more than 150 cars, SUVs, and trucks, and you'll save 20, 30 to 50% off MSRP. Good, new, or bad credit, all credits are welcome. You are 100% approved. Your first payment will be up to 60 days with 0 down payment. You just pay the taxes. We will have music, food, drinks, and games for the kids. Take advantage of this opportunity and save big at Orlando Luxury Motors, 5300 South Orange Blossom Trail, right by the Florida Mall, or call 407-233-3201.
The hit true crime podcast Paper Ghosts is back with a haunting mystery in the shadows of the Ozarks. Season 4 unravels a darkly intriguing cold case from 1989 as a community continues to search for answers about a missing girl, various suspects, and a potential connection to BTK.
It's gone from, okay, we don't think something's quite right, to there's some worry going on now because now we've found some of her clothing.
Listen to Paper Ghosts on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you need your contractor's license? In 4 short weekends with Chemtech School of Construction, you'll be able to ace the state exam. Get legal, get licensed, get Chemtech. Join us for a free info seminar this Thursday night at 7 p.m. at the Orlando Wyndham Garden, 1-800-875-PASS.
New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our windows blend energy performance with hurricane protection. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Everybody should go to the gym members page. There is a little baby horse that is part of the family that was going to be put down, but is now like a dog. Please, and it's got shoes. Gym members page. There are so many cool things on that.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. That's a talk back. If you want to leave one, you can do that, like our buddy Larry. Just go to the iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio once you get it, and use that microphone to send it on down the line. That's all you got to do. All right, so this story is kind of interesting. So you did not go off to college, right, Ross?
I mean, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Is that what you came here for?
It was about 11 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. About two months, 3 months.
Yeah. And did you go away for that? You came to Orlando, right?
I came to Orlando for that.
And then Jack, you came down from Jersey,
correct?
To go, but you didn't come down to go to UCF, did you?
No.
You came down to hang out with your mom, who had a dance studio.
To work in radio, to get a job in radio.
Right. And then wound up going to school. And then Deb, of course, she went to school in Wisconsin. Didn't finish, but you did go. But you stayed close to home?
No.
You were far away.
I was born in Green Bay, and I went to school about 5.5 hours due west, closer to Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Got it. So all of us left home to go to college because I left my home to come to Orlando to go to college here. Went a couple of years. You went a couple of years. Jack got his degree, and then Ross was 11 days, right? So Ross had the same commitment to, let's say, a TV series.
2.5 months.
Yeah, 2.5. Okay, very good.
It was that $400 book.
Yeah. Dude, it pissed me off. I just couldn't spend $400 on a freaking book. You think I'm dumb?
So, with that said, do you guys remember the separation experience for you?
Oh, I cried.
It was bad?
Not
bad for you?
It was just that first night after they dropped me off and the car disappeared. This is the first time I was 18 years old. The first time I'd ever been alone like
right,
that.
Yeah, because your parents just go on dates with you.
I mean, that was prom. They went to dates with me. Jimmy, thank you for remembering that.
But that's exactly what the deal was, right? Your parents, it was very strict, right? Your mom was very strict?
Very strict.
And
it's still strict.
Right. And then Jack, you moved out, but I mean, your mom was here, so you weren't really far away from home, were you not?
She kind of abandoned me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Which we understand.
Yeah.
I mean, we get it 100%.
No,
Who hasn't wanted to leave a kid like you at the mall?
They left the house in Jersey, just me and my one other sister.
Peace out.
Until it sold, then I had to move out.
Yeah, there you go. And then Ross, you left home, came here to Orlando. That's still about 4 hours from here to Naples?
Yeah, I would say 3.5, 4.
So, but did you have any separation anxiety?
No, I moved in with my brother. I did have separation anxiety though when he kicked me out.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now, Jack, did you
I
have
was
any of
spending
that?
all my money on freaking books.
Yeah.
Did you pay for rent?
Did you have any of that?
No, it was all good.
So the story says here, imagine you live in L.A., but you send your kid off to college in New York, right? So with that said, you're that far away. What do you think that parents are doing for their kids who leave to go to college? What do you think they're providing?
To go to college.
Like when they go off. I mean,
condoms.
And not condoms.
I was thinking that, though, birth control.
But when you think about the idea, what I just asked you guys.
A way to get back home.
Oh, that's a great answer.
That is because...
an Uber gift card.
But I used to have to take rides with randos who just left signs on the bulletin boards. Hey, going to Green Bay.
Think about what Jack said and think about another way to look at that.
Smart lamp. You're talking about the trendy smart lamps.
Yeah. No.
That like when you
return trip.
No.
A Zoom account.
If you can't go to your mom, what's the best next thing?
Oh, mom comes to you and rents an apartment somewhere off campus?
Or she hires someone to be your mom in the city that you moved to.
Why?
No.
So the new trend with college kids who are leaving now who have this problem is parents are hiring what they call a concierge mom.
That's just...
fake mom. Fake mom.
The concierge mom in the area. So let's say you leave Naples.
Yeah.
And let's say you go to the Carolinas to go to college up there at Duke or whatever, right? That's in Carolinas, right? Yeah, Duke. Yeah. You go up there to Duke, right? To go to Carolina or to go to the Carolinas, you go to Duke. You're far away from home. Your mom doesn't think, and you don't think you're going to be able to handle the separation and the things that mom does for you on a daily, whether it be emotional support or anything like that.
Man up.
Or even better, really, what do you think the number one thing that this concierge moms provide?
Bitches.
Food.
I don't know.
You ready?
Snuggles.
Breast
Cuddles.
milk. Breast milk.
Deborah's the closest.
Hugs.
If your parents can't make it in for your birthday, concierge mom goes over and celebrates your birthday with you.
She'll bake you cookies, rub your back.
She brings you medicine if you get sick. She books your doctor's appointments for you.
How are these people going to grow up?
She picks up your food for you. She basically does all the things your mommy would do for you if you're 18 or 19 and extremely fragile, because that's what you'd have to be to have a damn concierge mommy. The hell out of here. But that's exactly what's happening. $49 a month for this service. This girl actually...
How much?
This girl started this service, right? And basically what she said was she noticed that a lot of the kids around her had that thing where they needed somebody to help them out. So she's like, you know what? I'll be your concierge or your your adopted mom kind of thing, and I'll provide these services. So she started charging. Then she created like this club. So for a month, for $50 a month, you can request certain things from her. If you need to have appointments made for your doctor or maybe for your guidance counselor or, whatever the case may be, she'll do it. $49 a month, $250 for a semester, $450 for a year, and $1,600 for the entire time. A mom that would do everything from recommending a local doctor to finding a wheelchair to rent to visiting grandparents coming to town. If they're coming into town, you call your concierge mom and she gets them a room and gets them set up with restaurant stuff so you don't have to worry about it.
It's not a lot of money.
How many people do you think have signed up for this?
A lot.
How many?
I don't know.
1,000? It just started.
Oh, okay.
1,500.
Yeah, I'll stay at 1,000.
No,
too many.
Yeah, it's too many right now.
250.
That's closer. It's
340.
It's 100 families have signed up for it. It just started. 100. Well, here's what they don't do. They don't do maid stuff. There's no washing clothes or cooking dinner. They just do that. Hey, mom, can you call so-and-so and make sure that my so-and-so is done?
Yeah, I love this.
They do the things that you were supposed to teach them to do by the age of 18.
So that when they go away from home, that you don't have to worry about them not being able to take care of themselves when you're not present. Someone texted us at 77031 that the helicopter mom now has a drone.
Oh, right. That's exactly what it's like. It says they'll drop off chicken soup if you're not feeling well.
For crying out
They'll bring
loud.
you cough drops if you're not feeling well. They basically are providing you with that mommy kind of service.
So my question to you, okay, well, let me switch the perspective. What's worse, this or your kids staying with you?
Oh, no, I hire the mom. With it. But can I tell you, I pay double.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any problem with it whatsoever. I'm going to be honest with you. I would never, again, my kids are pretty self-sufficient. They wouldn't have to have this. And matter of fact, they would be kind of embarrassed to have a service like this. But I could certainly see the advantage for that money. But as a parent, I would probably almost buy it for my kid just to make sure that my kid stayed on point. Just to make sure that my kid met their appointments and got their stuff done. Or I could see a parent doing that. I wouldn't do it, but I would see a parent doing that. You would never do this, right, Jack?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And then I also think that I think that this is more of a reflection of the parents than the kid. If you're a parent and you hire a parent, that says way more about you than the kid who needs the help.
Yeah.
You copped out. You quit.
Think of Lori Loughlin and how much it hurt her daughter to find out that her mom paid someone to raise her SAT scores so that she could get into college. That I think in that case, you'd almost rather take the prison time than that look in your kid's face like, you did that for me?
Yeah, it says here,
good luck for her. She got both.
It says here it's a slippery slope. You have that primitive need for maternal care or just that parental love and nurturing. And then you have the parents who are having their own adjustment of not being right there to nurture their child, especially when they're ill. And sometimes when needed, the moms go above and beyond. It said here in 2020, a student needed to go to the emergency room early in the semester. Her parents could not easily get down there because the pandemic was around.
Right.
Horowitz, who is the person who started the service, picked up her a toothbrush, pajamas, took them to the hospital, took care of all those things because the parents weren't able to travel. In that sense, you could see.
Absolutely.
Because you don't have a relative near. And if there's a service that you could pay to do that is maybe more than an Uber driver or a Lyft driver just dropping it off, somebody who has a little bit of skin in the game, you can see where that'd be a good service.
Yeah, but that's an emergency service.
Yeah,
that's an emergency, necessity. To pick up soup or to make your doctor's appointment, who's going to be there when you graduate from college?
But, according to what I've seen, Deb, kids today will barely use it. Or they will perpetually be on the phone with this person.
She'll be the next biggest app in the next, give it about a week.
I don't know. I mean, this isn't the worst thing I've ever seen. It did kind of hit me odd.
The amount, is there a limit? Because I could just see them, they're these privileged children
Somebody said I'm 60 and I graduated, but I still need the service.
They could be texting her all the time. I need this done. I need this. I need this. I need this.
Right.
And it's like for $49 a month is not a lot of money to put up with that kind of BS.
Can I tell you something? If I
need a kick in the ass, kid.
If I could forward my number to the concierge, sold.
See, I feel like I don't think my mom would have. My mom would have hired this service, but not be like, "Oh, it's a great help for my son." It would be like, "I don't know what I'm doing." I mean, there's doctor's appointments. When do we have to do that?
Could you imagine, like 3 months into the service, your mom texts, "How do you feel about custody?"
Yeah.
How do you feel about custody? I've got the receipt for this guy. I've got the title.
Fake mom, fakemom.org.
All right, 407.
That's not the website. I just made that up. I shouldn't have said that.
If you want to read more about this, I found this on Yahoo, or excuse me, USA Today had this in their health issue. If you want to check out the concierge parenting, it's actually kind of an interesting read there. All right.
No, it's depressing.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's take a little break. Come back, talk to our buddy Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel. We'll do that right after this.
Real radio is the news junkie.
I want to lose weight myself.
Oh my God, you're going to get Ozempic, aren't you?
I'm not going to get Ozempic. I'm just cutting calories, and it's working so far.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still some major slowdowns eastbound I-4 between 429 and 1792 due to an earlier crash there. Crash blocking the left shoulder now on I-4 westbound after 429. This traffic is backed up to past Osceola Parkway at this point. Orange County, we have a crash blocking 2 left lanes, State Road 429 southbound, right around US 192. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. That is a direct mortgage lender. Brad Siebert and the team at We Are Not the Banks lend money for your mortgage for you to buy that next home. It's 2024, the year you are moving into a new home, or perhaps you are refinancing the home where you live, taking advantage of the equity you built up over the years, maybe getting a lower rate as well. I did a refi through WeAreNotTheBanks.com a few years back. It was great, easy, got a great rate, and put me in a great position today because I went to the website, WeAreNotTheBanks.com, a few years ago. Brad and his team, great people, can answer your questions. They'll let you know everything you need every step of the way, deal with all types of buyers and all types of loan products as well. For all your mortgage needs, the website to check out, WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Get started today. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Bike Week is right around the corner. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Bike Week plans. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Stop at Orlando Harley-Davidson during Bike Week March 1st through the 10th. Enjoy food, exclusive merchandise, pinstriping, tattoos, music, a full bar, and so much more. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for a full list of motorcycle inventory and Orlando Bike Week details. Stop by the Orlando Harley-Davidson dealership right off I-4 across from the mall at Millennia.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind and the Under Oath podcast. A little more free advice. Any conversation you have with the insurance company after you get into an accident will be recorded. Everything you say can and will be used against you. For example, when they ask you how you're doing, these are not words of concern. These are traps to keep them from paying your medical expenses. Simply reply with, I've been told to avoid answering questions like this. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546.
Make your dream of a new paver's driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Temron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Do you need your contractor's license? In 4 short weekends with Camtech School of Construction, you'll be able to ace the state exam. Get legal, get licensed, get Camtech. Join us for a free info seminar this Thursday night at 7 p.m. at the Orlando Wyndham Garden. CamtechSchool.com.
Joy, love, heartache, life. Everything we've been wanting to see on a Broadway stage is here. Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill is Broadway's Tony and Grammy Award-winning musical. The New York Times calls it redemptive, rousing, and real. You live, you learn, you remember what it's like to feel truly human at Jagged Little Pill.
Coming to Dr. Phillips Center March 19th through the 24th. Get tickets now at drphillipscenter.org.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Monday at 6:20 on The Jim Colbert Show. Ray Trendley and the Colbert crew will be discussing all things law and not law on a variety of topics, from the latest legal news to the best new movies.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Do you have trouble remembering that one thing you went to the grocery store to buy? Here's a tip. Forget about it. Just pick up fresh Florida strawberries. They're delicious, in season, and available now. Here's another tip. Go to freshfromflorida.com and use local Florida strawberries for wonderful recipes like strawberry arugula salad or strawberry fritters. And while you're there, join the Fresh from Florida Club for free perks. Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Every parent wants their child to find happiness in whatever path they choose. Florida Prepaid has a plan to help you support them by affordably and confidently saving for college. Our 529 prepaid plans start at just $34 a month, and you have peace of mind knowing that when you lock in 2024 prepaid plan prices, your payment will never go up. It's inflation-proof and further proof that it's the best way to ensure the brightest future. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound wall. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is here.
Yep.
So is Ross.
It's true.
Every single Wednesday, we invite this gentleman to drop by. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel and has for years.
Sweet heat.
You can also find him online on X at Scott_Maxwell. Good and loud for our good friend, Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Truth Dragon. Yay!
Oh, yeah! Look at him go!
Oh, look at there, Mr. Light Pockets.
Wow.
Oh, that is mean. You know what I've been doing all day? I've been looking for opportunities to give plasma, to sweep up things after the butt whooping I took at the poker game last night.
I love you, Scott. You're the greatest ever.
That was fun.
That's a savage little game. Isn't it fun?
It was definitely. It was all good. And boy, I have never screwed up. We don't need to get into details your listeners would not even understand. But I have never screwed up a hand worse than I did last night.
It's pretty bad. But here I'm going to tell you though, that's the best $5. That's the best $5 general admission for that bourbon choice that you can get in Orlando. Would you agree?
Absolutely. That was everything about it was good. I had no problem. And it wasn't that much. Jack actually looked sadder than I did when he lost his big pot last night. I felt bad for Jack.
Yeah. Jack, care to expand?
I'm sorry. Is this thing on? Hello? Hello?
All right, yeah. We had a good card game last night, and we had a buddy that, let's say, he gets a little lucky occasionally, and last night he got a little lucky. That was good. It was fun. He played well, though.
Not against me. No, he played that extremely well, and I made that. I stepped in the trap.
I know, but you raised. He probably shouldn't have called with that hand.
Yeah.
I mean, King 9 off, but I mean that's how he plays, and he gets lucky, and you just gotta know when to not fall through that trap door. Because that guy can do it to you.
And that's what I've been beating myself up the past 24 hours.
Yeah, just knowing that you were drawing dead there when you said call for sure. All right, well, Scott, every single week we talk about some things that are happening around, and I know that you wrote a column today, and we talked about it a little bit. What's on your mind today, friend?
Well, I guess I got a couple things. But one, I think you all have talked a little bit about measles, haven't you? So that's an interesting one. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about this. And one of the things that strikes me is that this is all just so completely predictable that about a year and a half ago, the basic immunization reports for Florida came out, and they showed that basic vaccines and immunizations were on the decline. And keep in mind, we are not talking about new vaccines. We're not talking about things that people were not familiar with. We're talking about vaccines for things like polio and measles and mumps that were fully eradicated for all intents and purposes. But because Florida's really gotten caught up in this vaccine either hesitancy or denial, the rates are dropping. And right now, I mean, it's not a crisis. Don't let somebody tell you, we got a plague going on right here. But we do have the nation's leading uptick in measles. One school down in South Florida has 7 cases. And what much of America is sort of marveling at, and by that I mean the nation's top medical doctors, is that Florida doesn't seem to be taking this very seriously. That the Surgeon General, instead of telling students, families what everybody says you should tell them, either stay home if you're not vaccinated or stay home if you're immunocompromised, also get vaccinated because it's supposed to be a state law. He's like, you know what? Parents get to decide what they want to do.
Let me ask you a question because it is interesting. We're talking about is it Joseph Ladapo?
I think it's Ladapo, but I'm not. Yeah, I think that sounds.
He's a Harvard grad. That's one of the things they talk about a lot when talking about his credentials. He is a product of Harvard for sure.
His name rhymes. I kind of like that.
So with that in mind, let's say he gives this advice. Is he immune? Is he immune to any type of litigation? If some of these children, when he said, hey, parents, just do what you think is right, they send their kids to school loaded up with measles. He gives some kid measles that has a really terrible reaction to it, and it winds up altering that person for the remaining of their existence. I mean, they can't be held liable for that, right? They're immune
I
to
don't
that.
think so. And he would tell you that in his letter to parents, he did acknowledge that the measles vaccine is effective. And when we say effective, it is 97% effective and good for your lifetime. I don't know if he stressed that part. He did acknowledge that it's effective. What he stopped short of was saying you should do it, which is that's not controversial. That's not a debatable thing.
But what is the big change, though? And I think that's the most shocking thing of it all. When I read that entire thing, and I have read a little bit about this decision-making process, and I get the idea that it falls along their political kind of, ideology there. But, how do you argue away from, almost 100 years of success with these vaccines? But how do you do that? How can you go to a constituency and say, hey, look, we've done this for so long successfully this way, but we're not going to do that anymore, and then have that be okay? How do you get past that? Why would you make that decision now?
So let's dig in a little bit to that, Jim, because that is what I find most fascinating about this. How did we get to this place? And I'm going to submit to you, it is somewhat, left versus right. This is more on the right, but there are a good number of really far lefties who are against vaccines, a growing number of them. RFK, Robert F. Kennedy,
right.
I don't even know if you count him left or right anymore. He's leading that.
Yeah.
And what I find we have is that this younger generation, because this is not old people. This is not old people who are saying, I'm not getting my polio vaccine. This is young people. They are suffering from what's known as survivorship bias. And by that, I mean previous generations did everything they needed to basically eradicate these diseases. So these younger people, they don't take this as a serious threat. Nobody they know has ever died of the measles or the mumps. They've never seen an iron lung that we busted out for polio. They have the luxury of just scoffing at this. They have the luxury of calling people who get vaccines clowns. That's one of the things they're doing, because they've never been impacted by it personally. So I think we have this disconnect where, to your point, 50 years ago, if Jonas Salk came up with a cure for polio and doctors said, hey, everybody, we're going to take this vaccine and get rid of polio, it wasn't a debate. I mean, the greatest generation said, give me the shot. We're going to nip this in the bud. But we've got this sort of, I don't know, a generation of pantyweights who are just, they didn't sacrifice anything. They haven't done anything. They sit on their Twitter screens all day and they're going to listen to, I don't know, Tucker Carlson instead of their own family physician. Right. Which is just nuts.
We got a text in that just said, hey, it's a suggestion. Whatever happened to critical thinking?
Yep. And if everybody, I'm going to use that callers, if everyone used the critical thinking he's describing 50 years ago, we'd still have a polio plague. Yeah, I mean, your definition of critical thinking, by the way, in this case, is taking the advice that everyone in the medical establishment, this is not some say, others say, everyone says a good and saying, no, I don't want to do it. And I'm not only going to put my family at risk, but I'm going to put other families at risk because there are immunocompromised people who cannot get the vaccine.
And now it forces your hand, because now if someone sends their kid to school with measles, you have to make a decision on whether your kid goes to school, which means because of someone else's decision to send their kid to school that possibly has measles, that now your kid has to stay away from school and suffer and sacrifice not getting those lessons because there could be somebody in school that has this issue. That's the thing that I don't understand with the critical thinking aspect of that comment. But what's not so critical about that? I don't get that.
I don't either. And you know what? Maybe
the thing I use all the time, Scott, is do you use that thought process in any other part of your life? That's my favorite thing. My favorite question to people who have things like that to say is, do you use that same logic anywhere else in your life? Because if not, that means it's a political decision and it has nothing to do with actual critical thinking. That's my problem with it.
And maybe, you know what, maybe I misinterpreted the listener's comment. Maybe he was saying that we do need to engage in more critical thinking. But I wrote the exact same thing you just made, Jim. We have reached this bizarre thing with medicine. If my car gets broken, I'm going to listen to a mechanic. If my pipes get clogged, I'm going to listen to a plumber. If there's a disease out there, I'm going to what? Listen to Robert F. Kennedy?
Right, yeah.
Or a politician?
Right.
What the hell is wrong with you?
It's ridiculous.
These are not, there's no debate about this stuff. And I watched one of the nation's experts on this on CNN yesterday, and his comment over and over again is, this disease is 100% preventable.
Yeah.
This isn't, it's easy.
Incredible. The other thing what, Deb?
Oh, no, somebody had texted us and said that, how is it the state of Florida can let parents decide whether or not to get their kids vaccinated, but we can't let parents decide whether or not they should go on social media or have read certain books?
Amen to that person.
Yeah, but the problem
is a very selective parental rights and freedom.
Yep.
Yeah, right now, in this debate we're talking about, the definition of freedom is the freedom to spread communicable diseases. That's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, people who maybe don't want to deal with that. But you're not asking anyone else's opinion. You're just going through your critical thinking to take care of you and you only.
Well, that critical thinking is going to turn to natural selection, aka Darwinism.
And I just feel like a lot of these, 28, 30-year-old parents who are screaming, if they went up to their grandparents who got, who basically eradicated polio and said, hey, I don't believe in vaccines. I just feel like their grandfather would slap them in the head. What the hell's wrong with you?
We actually work with someone who lost their sister in one of the last outbreaks of polio. Right before the vaccine became available.
Wow.
One and only daughter of the family. And they were on a family trip when she contracted polio.
Wow.
So it's not anything to be messed around with.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Like, I mean, if I found out that it's, that there, if you have kids in Polk County, like there's outbreaks in Polk County, right? Like how many, like 12?
Well, there's one adult in Polk County, actually,
I
that
think it's
has
just one
it.
adult.
One
up
adult,
there.
but
It's, most of it's in Broward down in South Florida.
Manatee Bay Elementary School in Weston is where the majority of the outbreaks are going on right now. And like we talked about yesterday, the measles virus can hang around in the air for several hours. So, that infected child could have left that classroom in the morning, and by noon, it could still be viable virus in there.
This thing's flaring up at the same rate as Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Every 8 years, all of a sudden, it's like, oh God, another one.
Yeah.
And we've had like blips before. Like 5 years ago, there was a surge of like 1,000 cases in the nation.
Same.
But I think the difference was every place where it happened, everybody jumped on it. And they said, get your vaccination, keep away from everybody, keep your kids home. This is the first time, like in modern history, we've had a state be like, do what you want.
Right. Let your kids do whatever the hell they want. Man, I would be out of my mind if my kid was in a school and I knew a parent knowingly sent their kid to school who had measles because they thought it was their freedom that did that. I would lose my mind.
I know a lot of people.
That sounds so actionable, actually, too, A
lot of people are saying this is going to be a lot of people's first thought is that, well, if your kid is vaccinated, then why does it matter?
Right. And so, the main reason would be the immunocompromised population. There are a good number, or at least a number of kids who cannot get the vaccine because they are immunocompromised. So if you're bringing that illness in, not only do they still have the possibility of catching that virus, they have the possibility of suffering from it a lot more than the regular non-immunocompromised people because of their condition.
And by the way, let me ask, because I do not know, if you're vaccinated and you can't contract the disease, can you still have it and pass it on?
I don't believe so.
Even if it doesn't incubate, you can't do that, right?
You're getting past my expertise on
because
that.
I'm just kind of comparing that to COVID, right? That's the whole thing. Is like you could have contracted COVID, it could lay dormant for days, and then you could be infected, and not know it, and then pass it on.
Asymptomatic.
Asymptomatic. I don't think measles is like that though.
The other thing with COVID is it affects different people, particularly with different conditions, differently, so that you or I can get it, and it'll maybe just be a mild cold or not even affect us. If it hits somebody else who's older or who has severe asthma or has got something like that, it could be debilitating or even deadly.
Yeah.
All right. So the other thing, you'd asked about, and I told Jim last night I had a really boring topic, which should make your listeners switching their dials now. But I just wanted this is not a popular take, but it's term limits. If you went and asked the average American, where do they stand on term limits? It's like 90% say they are in support of term limits. And I'm going to tell you, I am largely in support of term limits. My contention, though, is almost every campaign cycle, you have a politician who tells you that if you will elect them, they will support term limits, and you are being played for a sucker. Every politician who supports that when it pertains to Congress is playing you for a sucker for three reasons. One, most of them who claim that they will support term limits do not end up supporting term limits. Bill McCollum was in Congress for 20 years screaming about how nobody should be there longer than 12. Rick, that's true. That's true. Rick Keller signed he was another congressman, the one who followed McCollum, signed a pledge to get into office the first time, saying not only will I push for term limits, I personally swear I will not run more than 4 times. On his 4th time, he decided he'd had an epiphany, and he discovered the value of tenure and decided he wanted to stay in office. So first of all, they will not hold their word. But second of all, this is the most important thing: they cannot do it. They cannot do it. The only way, and that's because term limits were not applied to Congress in the United States Constitution. The founding fathers, actually, there's records about this. They contemplated it. They decided that term limits, the best thing voters could do is have a choice, and that's term limits. They can kick anybody out. But that means the only way that we can impose congressional term limits is to change the Constitution, which is a radical process that involves either national convention, state conventions, 2/3 of the state, 2/3 or 3/4
I was going to say
of
3/4.
the Senate.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
Right.
And that is why I found it really funny when Rick Scott launched his first campaign for Senate after being governor, he knew he was not popular at the time. He needed to glom on to an issue. So he said that if he got elected, he would support term limits. And do you know who came down to help Rick Scott campaign for that first campaign for Senate?
Who's that?
U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell, who had been in the Senate since 1984. These people know it's all a joke.
Yeah.
If Mitch McConnell really thought he was going to help elect a guy who would kick him out of office, although Mitch is finally leaving, he would not have been there. It's all a scam, and I think people are getting played. And the third point I would mention is that term limits are not a sort of a silver bullet, and the best proof I can give to you of that is Tallahassee. The Florida legislature has term limits, and that is if that ain't the cessiest cesspool I've ever seen, I don't know what it is. And a lot of the reason is because there's no institutional knowledge. The lobbyists and the staff run the show up there. So I'd rather have some people who have some knowledge. Yes, I believe, like most Americans, the politicians are like diapers. They should be changed regularly. But this thing, if you're ever voting for somebody because they're promising term limits, you're being hosed.
Yeah, do not do it for that reason for sure. Right?
And do they say it because they know that people want that? Correct?
Yes. Now, as I mentioned, the last poll I saw showed 87% of Americans support term limits. So Rick Scott, not terribly popular, runs for the U.S. Senate, making that his number one priority. And Rick Scott won that election by 0.2% of the vote.
See,
So,
and that's where I struggle severely politically, because I think 95% of the content that politicians are giving me are exactly this. I do not trust you. I believe in, we have to get rid of term limits. But in reality, you're saying that because you want to tickle me. You want me to like you. You want my vote. And then I pan that over to every other time they speak publicly, and it still checks out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at
that's
politically.
a healthy way to go through life, Ross. And I would love to see Rick Scott actually tickle you.
Yeah, we have to as well. That'd be the creepiest tickling of all time.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Well, you guys give it up good and loud for Scott Maxwell.
Yay!
Wednesdays,
Sweet heat.
Thursdays, and Sundays, you can read his words in the Orlando Sentinel. You can find him every day commenting on Twitter/X at Scott_Maxwell. Scott, have a wonderful weekend. Save some money. We'll see you in the next card game.
I'm going to go give blood. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you later.
I thought you gave that last night.
Oh, so sad.
Burn.
All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Let him up for trivia, 407-916-1041. We'll do that next.
We have a prize. You have a phone. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Tonight's college hoop slate features UCF visiting Oak State with a second straight win within reach, while Stetson faces Jacksonville. Buccaneers are 24th in this year's NFLPA survey of working conditions, with major complaints about an unclean locker room and bug-infested showers. And substandard starting blocks are being cited for World Athletics' refusal to ratify a world indoor 400-meter record at the SEC Championship. I'm Scott Davidson.
What makes a Mercedes-Benz EV different? Electric is what gets you there, but Mercedes is what moves you, like no other automaker can. The vehicle, all electric. The feeling, all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more at MBUSA.com/EQ.
Make the most of your spring break. Visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. This is the only place where you can actually meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, and stand nose-to-nose with the real Space Shuttle Atlantis and more. Launch into bold new territory this spring at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. It's a down-to-earth price, of course, because they got a new deal coming up. I'll tell you about that in a second. Blast off and make your vacation at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex an out-of-this-world experience, and be sure to take advantage of this new 2-day ticket offer costing less than $45 per day and offering maximum flexibility for the entire family. Just visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets and more information. Again, that's KennedySpaceCenter.com.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. Anywhere from when we have a live event, there be customer events ahead of that. We will do sound check parties that only Capital One cardholders can get access to. And we can't pull that off without the relationship iHeart has with the artists, with venues to create these really exclusive events, festivals that iHeart puts on, gives Capital One the ability to create those moments. People are passionate about their favorite artists, and so we try to tap into that together.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com for your $20 ticket from Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday. You have to see it live, so don't miss it.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the fourth window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like The Vinyl Experience. Just search Vinyl Experience and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041, sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here. And Ross has the sauce jar.
Jack's doing too much,
Jack
man.
just did a Lucy at the conveyor belt.
Well,
All aboard!
Chugga chugga.
Look at it, Glack. Look at it, Glack.
I have a beautiful pair of tickets to see Tom Segura at the Kia Center. That's going down March 14th. Tom Segura, Kia Center, kind of a big deal. That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento, family moving and storage. Got a move coming up, Jimmy? Call them. They can handle it. Local, long distance, residential, or commercial, doesn't matter. It does matter, though, that you mentioned the Jim Colbert Show, because that's going to get you a discount.
Word.
Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. You're crazy to be moving again. Back to you.
Thanks, Deb. I appreciate that. Ross, who's first?
Let's welcome Scott.
Scott, right there on line 4. Scott, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about you, Jimmy?
Doing wonderful. Would you like to play a little game with us?
I would love to.
Let's do it, friend.
Game show.
All right, Scott, this is a really easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is untrue. It's a lie. I made it up. If you can find that one, I'll send you off to the sauce jar. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1977, that's 1977, the very first orca was born in captivity at Marineland, Los Angeles.
Oh.
That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about orcas and 1 splash zone of a lie. Number 1, orcas aren't whales at all. Actually, they're the largest species of dolphin. Number 2, the word orca is a derivative of Orcinus, which is translated from Latin to king of the ocean. Number 3, after humans, orcas are the most widespread species on the planet. And lastly, orcas have no sense of smell. Which of those is a lie?
Let's go with the last one.
No, dude, that's correct. Unfortunately, orcas cannot smell. They do not smell.
Wow.
They have no sense of smell. Who's next, buddy?
Idiots. Let's welcome John.
John there on line 3. John, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
All right, man, we're talking about orcas here. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, orcas aren't whales at all. Actually, they're the largest species of dolphin. Number 2, the word orca is a derivative of Orcinus, which translated from Latin means king of the ocean. Or lastly, after humans, orcas are the most widespread species on the planet.
I'm going to go with the last one.
No, that's true, dude. After humans, orcas are found on more places and in more places than any other species in the world.
That makes me happy.
It does me too. I like that. Yeah, they're everywhere. You can find them everywhere.
That's good news.
Who's next, Bob?
Let's welcome Kira.
Kira, right there on line 2. Kira, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys today?
Doing great. Kira, you got a 50-50 shot at winning a really cool prize. We're talking about orcas. Which one of these is a lie? Number 1, orcas aren't whales at all. They're actually the largest species of dolphin. Or lastly, the word orca is a derivative of Orcinus, which translated from Latin means king of the ocean.
I'm going to go with the king of the ocean one.
And you're going to go to the prize closet.
Yay!
Or the sauce jar. I don't know why I said that. There you go. You are, Kira, you are a winner.
Congratulations.
Enjoy yourself at the show for sure. That's right. Orca is not a derivative. It is a derivative of the word Orcinus. What do you think it actually means, though?
Killer of the ocean.
It means
Killer Orphis.
It means kingdom of the dead.
Oh, wow.
In other words, these blankers kill everything. They kill for fun.
I prefer Ross's name, Killer Orphis.
Yeah, Killer Orphis.
But they are not whales. They are the largest species of dolphin, and they call them toothed whales, but they're really not whales at all.
They got like meth teeth.
Oh, they do have meth teeth.
Orchid teeth remind me of someone got dentures without the dentures.
Yeah, you do not want to be on the receiving end of one of those things, though.
Or the veneers without veneers. You know, when the teeth get all nubby.
A couple other things you may not know about orcas before we get over to Ross thoughts. Orcas and humans are only a select few species that experience this. It's a human thing that happens as you age.
Arthritis.
No.
Dementia.
No.
Menopause.
Menopause is the answer.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it's orcas, it's humans, it's 2 or 3 other species of whales, and it's orangutans.
I was going to say there's got to be one of the primates.
No,
in there.
actually, no, it's not orangutans. It's another ape species because
Gorilla?
orangutans can have children up until death, like literally their entire life.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Is it?
I like
Is
that.
it? Oh, that's...
Orcas.
Well, I can't look him in the eye.
I'm the creepy guy. Knock it off.
Yeah, thank you, Jack. I'm comfortable looking you in the eye.
Get off his corner.
I'm just saying, orangutans 1, humans 0.
Orcas speak different languages. Each pod of orcas has their own dialect. And it's weird. This is actually one of the most fascinating things that scientists have found out about orcas recently is when they travel in pods, they notice that there is a different way that they communicate inside their specific pods that get up to like 40 of these things. But it doesn't sound the same as other pods, but they can learn other pods' language. They're brilliant, by the way.
I bet that happened during the pandemic because there was such a decrease, if not a total stoppage of ship traffic. If you remember, one of the What'd You Do That's New talked about how much like the earth healed in that period, and they could hear whales talking again, where with the cruise ships and freighters, you can't hear.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, though.
That's awesome.
Orcas have the second largest brain of any ocean mammal. It weighs an average of, I think the blue whale is the only one that has a bigger brain, by the way. What do you think the average orca brain weighs?
16 pounds.
God, let's just stop right there. 15 pounds.
15.
Yeah, 15 pounds is the answer.
Ross!
Yes.
What do you think?
You can do that for him then, Ross.
What do you think the lifespan of an orca is? Lifespan, Ross.
Captivity or
out.
Okay.
Out of the closet.
In the ocean.
Out.
Free. Out.
out.
Free
With this
range.
rainbow flag.
Yeah, straight Willie. They Willie.
How long will a free range orca live?
How long will Willie make it once he jumps over the berm?
I like how Dev goes, in captivity? No, out.
Out of captivity. Stop picking on Jimmy.
No, I mean gay.
I'm going to say 72 years, and I feel pretty good.
Jack?
120.
34.
What's the average life expectancy for a human male?
It's like 79.
That's
70.
the answer right there. They have almost
Whoa.
the exact same lifespan as humans.
What are they trying to tell us?
So you're a winner, big dog, at 72.
Are we supposed to ride them?
Thoughts?
Should they have been horses? Oh, no, this might be bigger than all of us. Might go all the way to the president, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know.
He won't remember. Don't worry.
So what I'm trying, here's your Ross thoughts. We're about to learn the power of a question, the weight of a question, how sharp a question can be. Do you guys know that questions are looked at as the biggest indicator of how someone reveals themselves?
Yeah, 100%.
That's the only way. That's the number one. It's not an eye test. It's not anything like that.
So that was a big part of the show that Jack and I just got through watching, the True Detective show. The idea of how you ask a question was a major part of that show.
Well, here comes True Detective Colbert edition, because I got some questions, and let's just say I think they're going to be quite revealing.
All right, we'll do that next.
Ooh.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
We have a crash in Bithlow again, close to where we had a serious crash earlier today. This is East Colonial, eastbound, right around County Road 419, left lane blocked there. Of a crash blocking a couple of lanes still at 429 southbound around 192, causing some major slowdowns. And you'll see the left shoulder blocked on I-4 westbound after 429. That's approaching mile marker 59. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Right now, through February 29th, you can get the best prices on made-for-Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and much more. Not to mention, Cypress mulches 4 bags for only $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment into one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers. Get that spring tune-up. It's going to be awesome. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
One of the dangers of buying a lab-grown diamond versus a natural diamond is you could be paying way too much.
Somebody is getting a product for $6,000 and they sell it for $55,000. That's a sin. That's a crime as far as I'm concerned.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire says lab-grown diamonds are being marketed as less expensive alternatives, but the truth is their inherent value is dropping fast due to mass production.
You go try to sell that man-grown diamond back to the market, nobody wants it. There's no market for it.
Keith says just be careful. You need to get all the facts before you take a shortcut that you could regret down the road if the trend continues.
What you're buying is a throwaway diamond as far as I'm concerned. The fish tanks are waiting and they're going to be filled.
At International Diamond Center, we're proud to say all of our diamonds come from Mother Earth and took millions of years to make and are real, rare, precious, and ethically sourced. International Diamond Center, helping people navigate the diamond industry for more than 40 years.
When he presents that to his future fiancée, you want him to be proud.
4 Orlando locations and always at shopidc.com.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Paid for by government.com. Here's your chance to get 5 iconic United States silver dollars spanning the last 150 years in one amazing set. Experts agree this is a must-have for silver coin buyers. That's right, all 5 silver dollars are legal tender official United States mint coins. If you call 1-800-386-7194 right now, we'll send you this ultimate 5-piece American silver dollar set with each silver coin in extremely fine or brilliant uncirculated condition. Guaranteed. This set includes every type of U.S. silver dollars in American history, issued from 1878 to 2024. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 150 years of U.S. silver dollars 5-piece set. Plus, receive a bonus display case, an information booklet, and free shipping. Don't miss your chance. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 5-piece set of iconic U.S. silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 12th through 17th in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Invite your friends and family to enjoy the ultimate fan experience, complete with views of the famous island green, front row access to the PGA Tour's best players, and a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Don't miss out on a bucket list trip to TPC Sawgrass. Secure your spot at the iconic stadium course today. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Hope you had a really good Wednesday, man. The weather was beautiful out there today.
A little smoky.
Yeah, a little smoky, but it's a little bit warmer, which is very nice.
Well, it depends on where you live for the smoky part, right?
No, it's smoky like out through here in Maitland.
I hear it's going to be that way a little bit later in Geneva.
Yeah, and that's why, again, the smoke, and they're expecting fog in Lake and Orange County tomorrow morning. So
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77.
He made a weed joke.
Oh.
It's going to be smoky and Ginny.
Sorry.
I hear around 8:15 or so, Deb.
Funny, that happens in Mount Dora.
Does it really?
My neighbors.
I got no smoke in Winter Springs.
Oh, stop on your way home.
You know what I hear? I hear after the smoke, you can tolerate the smoke a lot better. It's weird how that works. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here. Jack is here. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
Questions.
It's funny.
They're powerful stuff.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
They're heavy.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce.
Sometimes they're light.
It's Ross Thoughts.
You know, I feel like society has grown used to like easy questions. Now, whenever you sit down, like all big interviews are usually over like a crime now.
Yeah.
Like what was that? One of the last big interviews that I remember was R. Kelly. You know?
Oh yeah.
People would not have been happy with that interview if, what was it, Gail?
Gail
Gail King. I think it was Gail King. If she was like, so tell us about your newest and latest album. You know, like, that's not why we're all here. I think society has grown to really lean into understanding that, no, we want the goods. We want the drama. If it bleeds, it leads. We don't want to know the standard stuff. Give us the goods.
That's right.
And sometimes when it comes to questions, I'm not sure about you guys, but sometimes an answer doesn't go as far as a non-answer. I think sometimes non-answers are far more telling than an answer that someone may just spit out.
Okay.
You know? Because sometimes not knowing something a little bit worse than not saying anything at all.
Okay. You can make a case for that.
Yeah,
you know?
I could see that.
So, like, questions. You know what? Do you guys have, like, people like when people get interviewed? Or I should say, like, I think people like talking about themselves. Like, that's a big thing. I think that's honestly one of the parts of the business model of, like, you know, getting the tarot cards read. No matter what you believe or don't believe in, you're going to have a fun time.
Yeah, somebody's talking about you specifically for like an hour.
Yeah, about your future and what could happen.
I mean, for $70, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd pay $70 to have somebody talk nice about me for an hour or so.
You're spending
$100 for Jack.
$70 to get the hairs on the back of your head going northward, and now you're like, man, dude, I do believe in magic.
And that didn't happen in a truck stop bathroom.
Yeah, you know, exactly. Not exactly, but sure, exactly.
I feel you.
Careful.
Questions. So, Jim, I'm going to ask you some easy questions, and then I'm going to ask you some hard questions.
I have no faith in this.
Oh, watch this.
Okay.
Wait till he goes around the room.
Yeah, we all have faith in you.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I like that.
These are all Jim questions,
Well, I didn't
actually.
say I had faith.
They're
They're
all
all
Jim
Jim
questions.
questions.
So,
we
like,
don't get to play, Deb.
So, like, if I were to ask you easy question in the simplest terms, let me give you something that I know that you know. How does a gas engine work in 2 to 4 sentences?
In internal combustion engine?
Yep, that's
All right.
the one.
All right, so you have a piston?
Yep.
Right? That piston pulls in a mixture of gas and air.
Mm-hmm.
The valve that did that just shuts down. The piston compresses the gas and air, right?
Yep.
A spark plug sparks, ignites that. That explosion pushes the piston back down, right? Then another valve opens, it sucks out the exhaust, and it repeats the process, and that's called the internal combustion engine.
Okay.
It turns a crankshaft, which you use to drive whatever you want to do.
See, and you were able to answer that.
Yeah.
Because that's something that you love, something that you know, something that you believe in.
Well, I've built a couple of those, yeah.
When is Jack's birthday? The exact day.
Oh, God.
It's coming up.
It's April.
It's April.
Go for the dong.
God almighty, damn.
We just went on and on about a combustible engine. You love those.
You know what? I think it's April. It's April 12th.
It is April 7th. Ooh.
April 12th is David Letterman's birthday, not mine.
See? Look at that. The person who you didn't know whose birthday it was, he just rattled off somebody else's birthday. Look at that. But it's all right, though, because there's other things that you know and love. Like, what's one of Jim's favorite band? He loves Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I love Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Depeche
yeah.
Mode. Tool. Yeah, I love Tool.
When did Depeche Mode's Violator album come out? What year?
Well, some say 89, but I think most people would say it came out in 1990.
Okay, and why is that? Some 89, some 90?
Well, I think it came out right at the cusp of, I believe, you could say that it was recorded and pressed in 89, but released in 90. I believe that's the thing there. I believe it's that era.
Mm-hmm. What are Deb's cats' names? Deb has 2 cats. She's had them ever since we've known her.
She has 2?
She has 2 cats.
One is named Lizzie, I believe.
That is super wrong.
And the other one's name is Allison. Next question.
That would be Jack. Do you want to take this one? Do you know cats?
Tabitha?
Yep.
Hey! You need both?
Yes.
Autumn.
Yeah, good job. Oh my God.
I'm not taking this.
So when we were going
cheater,
back
bingo,
about
lucky.
the difference between 1989 and 90 and that it's a room divider, that's filled with a lot of detail.
Yeah, it is. I really like that album.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite albums ever, actually.
I mean,
I like Tabitha and Autumn as well.
But you love music.
They danced for me years ago.
And you also love classic rock. You love AC/DC. You love Led Zeppelin.
I love Led Zeppelin.
You could probably name how many members of Led Zeppelin?
I can name all the members of Led Zeppelin.
Rattle them off.
Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Bonham back in the day, and John Paul Jones.
Mm-hmm. Now, follow-up question. Could you name Deb's best friends' names?
I can do that. Okay. I can name one of them. Just first name, though, right?
Yes.
Her best friend's named Hildy.
All right. What about the other?
Now, she has a friend named, I want to say, is it Pam?
Yes.
You have a friend named Pam as well, right?
Yes.
Is she not the mayor of Mount Dora?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, should have gone too far. Should have stopped while I was ahead. Pam is your other friend, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, got that. So Pam and Hildy.
But you're seeing what? Okay, you nailed that one.
I'm good.
But you're on a streak now.
Yeah.
I've mentioned the third one, though, because he shares a very similar love with you. I've talked about him for years.
Oh, Robert.
Look at that.
Robert's last name is Ramos.
No. That's
Again,
a different Robert.
Too far again. Sorry. Dump that. Dump it.
Sorry, dump's not working.
He's a very good friend.
You know what? Let's keep this.
I will give him some good news. Depeche Mode Violator was recorded at the end of 89 into 90, released in March of 1990.
What a memory.
Speaking of memory, where did Deb go to school? By the way, little heads up, she literally told you this an hour ago.
Well, she went to the University of Wisconsin, but it's in another area. It's a separate campus. It's the University of Wisconsin.
It's a beer. It's a style of beer.
Stout.
Yay! When in doubt, go to stout, baby.
I thought he was going to say lager.
I never got a degree from anywhere, please. IPA.
And that was outside of which state, as she was previously?
Wisconsin.
Well, no, it was in Wisconsin, but it was outside of. Literally an hour ago.
Montana.
It was Minneapolis, right outside of St. Paul.
St. Paul.
I believe these, but nonetheless, we have
city?
our likes, we have our things.
Yeah.
Jim, who won the 1986 Masters? Most regarded as the greatest Masters of all time.
Jack Nicklaus.
But how?
Whoa.
Why it was a big deal because he won it at 46 years old.
And that famous back nine, even I know about that. I think he birdied 6 out of the last 9. He wins the 1986 Masters
at 46. Unprecedented.
And you'll never forget that.
I never forget it. Yeah. Oh, God.
Jim, how do you screenshot an image on your iPhone?
And then airdrop it.
Screenshot.
Yeah, hold on one second.
He's putting his glasses on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Okay.
Picking up his phone. He's got to figure out how to unlock it.
So the button I'm holding it, and the button that's on the right, the big one, you hit that one, and then the down volume one at the same time.
Now,
hold on. I think that's right. No, I just turned it off.
I do hate
Hold
when
on.
that happens.
Hold on. Now it's all German. What happened? I just changed my language to German.
Those are your Ross thoughts. The power of questions, people. It's all about how and what you ask and who you ask, where you can find out a lot about somebody. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Couple got married. Where is a little different, and this can increase your risk of heart failure by 14%, and it's got nothing to do with what you eat. I'll tell you what that is next.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Accident in Bithlow blocking the left lane, State Road 50 eastbound at County Road 419. Also a crash blocking a lane, State Road 429 southbound right around US 192. And one now at Hiawassee Road south of Clarkona Ocoee Road, right around Highland Oaks Drive. And a crash with lane blockage on Timber Springs Boulevard. This is South Avalon Park Boulevard south of Waterford Chase Parkway. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Inflation running high. Nobody knows when it's going to level out. That's why you have to buy your windows and doors right now at FAS Windows and Doors and lock in your price. These guys have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows on display ready for you to operate. They're all built with impact-resistant glass for security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. They have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. All estimates are always free, and they always give you tons of options, which is great. All these products, by the way, have a lifetime warranty. And if you act right now, you could receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Not to mention, they have no money down, no interest, no payments financing for 12 months with qualified credit. These guys are awesome. You'll love doing business with them. Their showroom is super easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4. Slide in, pick out your windows, have them installed. Your house will be quieter. It'll be more efficient. It'll be safer. Your AC will work less, which means it'll last longer. And, of course, your power bills will drop. Hop online and book your appointment today. It's FASWD.com.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Temron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Don't miss the Players' Championship, March 12th through 17th in Ponte Vedra Beach. Invite your friends and family to enjoy the ultimate fan experience with front row access to the PGA Tour's best players at the iconic Stadium Course. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Vinyl Experience. Music legends experienced through the authentic sound of vinyl. The Rolling Stones, Tom Petty, Pink Floyd, The Police, and so many more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Vinyl Experience, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need new windows? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Okay, so this has got to be a fake story. This concierge parents thing is ridiculous. There's no way. I mean, you've got to be a potato brain parent to think that this is going to be good for your kid. This is why you send them away, far, far away, so they learn how to grow up. And everybody out there is shaking their head yes right now. And this is the hardest that I've had to hold back from cussing on one of these things.
Yeah, I get it, buddy. I get it 100%. I mean, if you come from our generation and you're basically booted out and put on your own when you're a kid and just said, hey, go out there and make it, and you see parents, hiring, concierge parents. And it's a real story, buddy. I'm telling you, it's a real story. Yahoo.com, it's part of their health area there when you go to their website.
It's underneath their fake mom tab.
Yeah, exactly.
Next to all their other fake mom stories.
Probably one of the worst things you can do as a parent is to remove responsibilities from your child.
Yeah. Take away the bumps.
Yeah.
You can't do that, man.
No.
You cannot take away the hurdles. That's the whole idea of learning.
That's what makes you stronger.
Yeah, you got to fall. I remember my daughter fell face first into the concrete when she was riding her bicycle. And I remember a lesson.
Oh, literally. I thought we were talking about figurative.
Thought it was a metaphor too, dude.
No, she did not. And here was the study was this. When your kids hurt themselves, don't react to it. Because what they're doing is they're reacting to you reacting to it.
Yeah.
Now, they may be hurt, but they're probably not as hurt as bad as they think they are. But they're watching you go, oh, my God. And then their natural instincts of wanting that attention from you, wanting to be saved by you, kicks in, and then it happens. When my daughter fell, I went, oh. Now, she blubbered a little bit, but she just get right back up. I didn't react to it. And that's how pretty much I handled it throughout our lives. When they get hurt a little bit or fall or scrape themselves, you just don't really overreact to it and just let them understand that's what life is. You happen to fall sometimes, Just get back up. You're good.
So you said that your parents kind of booted you out. It's like, all right.
Well, I just left home at 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just had an opportunity to come here. They didn't really boot me out. My mom did not want me to go, but I mean, you just got to go.
I wanted to go.
Yeah. I think a lot of people did. I wanted to go as well. I would have left either way. I just had an opportunity to come here. I would have left either way. I would not have stayed at home. I'd have just gone and got a job somewhere. It just worked, you know. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. And Ross as well.
It's true.
Now, Jack, I know we have a job fair coming up soon.
That's right. Couple weeks.
And it's going to be a good time. Now, this is the thing that we've talked about for many, many years, right?
A couple of years we've been doing them, and a couple of years, and they've been very successful. So they're like, let's continue this. Matter of fact, we have a couple new salespeople who came from one of these Florida Now job fairs. It's happening March 13th, so that's in 2 weeks, noon to 4 p.m. at the Science Center.
Yep.
I know Deb was there last time since they moved it to the Science Center, and that's one of my favorite venues for for what they do, but also if you need a venue, the Science Center is a really cool place.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But so they have so many employers, and they are looking for people. I know OPD is one. I know last year we had. Was it the Coast Guard we had in?
Yeah.
So you got that, and then let's see. We also have HVAC, AC, sheet metal working, automotive,
tons of opportunities,
sales. It's so many different fields. I think right now it's over 70 different employers looking. Some getting hired on the spot.
Yeah. Is that the thing that still is at fljobsnow.com?
fljobsnow.com, and you got 4 hours to show up, and it's going to be on March 13th.
And just so you know, a lot of the times when they set these things up, they will hire on the spot, and some of these employers will also have signing bonuses if you have the right skill set or maybe the right experience in a certain field, and they really want you. They can actually do that as well. So you never know what's going to happen at one of these.
Nursing. Oh, here's one, Jimmy, that might be perfect for you. A paid clinical research volunteer.
Oh, nice. I like that. What are they going to do to me?
I don't know. You got to go there to find out.
All right, I'll roll the dice. That's fine.
Hospitality, financial analyst, you could do that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'll probably just yell at people to save more money. That's it.
Customer service, speaking of yelling at people, you'd be good at that.
That would be terrible. I'd be the worst customer service agent in the history of time. I would be like, you want what? And I'd just hang up. That would be my entire time.
I would have to agree with you there.
Yeah, you can't not agree with me there. All right, so everybody likes getting married, right? When Jack's married, I'm married. Ross just got married a couple years ago. Deb is on the verge of and has been married before. This is out of Verona, Kentucky. So
Verona.
Take that into consideration. While many engaged couples stress out about where to host a wedding, this Kentucky couple did not. They did it in an unusually simple spot. Have you heard about this yet?
Maybe I'll use this as an idea for my nuptials.
Have you heard the story yet, Jack?
No. In the treehouse?
No.
It was a Jack in the Box.
Have you heard this, Ross?
Fast food chain?
No.
Arby's?
No.
We got the meats?
Logan and Tiana Abney of Dry Ridge, Kentucky, tied the knot on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And they did it here.
At a blood bank.
Each of you one more guess. This is in Dry Ridge, Kentucky.
Zip line.
Not a zip line. That's such a good guess.
Bourbon Distillery.
That's another great guess.
Good one.
Deborah?
Tobacco.
God, another good guess. I guess you could say coal mine too, right? Another Kentucky state. No, they did it inside a Hop Shop's convenience store.
All right. In the chip aisle?
They got married.
The soda aisle.
By the counter.
They got married.
Candy because it was sweet on Valentine's Day.
And the minister would be behind the counter.
There you go.
No, that's not exactly where it happened.
Oh, what happened?
Right next to the little treadmill for the flaccid tubed meats.
That's not it either.
You know what I'm talking about? The rollers?
This lady said,
machine?
I don't want to get married. I don't want to go to the chapel or get married in a church. I want to do something different, says Tiana in her wedding gown. They had originally planned to get married on the 4th of July, but had to cancel months later. She joked about having the wedding at Hop Shop. That's where she works, at this convenience store.
What a catch.
Was she on a break during a shift?
That's great. She just sold a Wii to a guy.
I've done
an
that.
Old porn magazine reference there. A little too deep, I think, maybe. We'll go forward.
I thought you meant like a Wii as in the game. Okay.
Where do you think it hit? Where do you think the valves were changed inside the convenience store there, Ross?
Toilet.
It was the bathroom.
Yep. That's where it goes down.
Yeah, that should be the only place it goes down.
That's where their marriage is going.
It says the reason.
I don't believe in their love. Don't all that.
Now, that's where she worked. Her boss gave her the okay. Why the bathroom, she says? Well, Tiana said the store's bathrooms are well-known and unique, where people can do their business and also push a red button and transform the bathroom into a dance floor with disco lights and music.
Ooh-wee.
Wait, what's the name of this joint?
It's called Hop Shop. That's where she works. It's a convenience store. She goes, it's going to be different, but kind of cool. Quote, ain't never been a gas station bathroom where you can push a button and the disco lights come on.
Well,
is said by everybody in Kentucky.
Home of the coolest bathroom, the Disco Bathroom, Hop Shops, Verona, Kentucky.
There you go.
There you go.
They got married to Randy Travis's song, Forever and Ever, Amen.
Does anybody have any objections? Nah, but I'm trying to get some white owls.
Yeah.
Move.
And let's just say the woman taking the photographs for the wedding has the greatest barbed wire around the bicep tattoo you've ever seen.
Lovely.
I mean, by law, if you get married by in a gas station, you have to have bicep barbed wire.
Mm-hmm.
I just would love to think of what her wedding train is picking up as she walks down the aisle of the convenience store.
Can I tell you, it's probably the cleanest that floor's ever been.
All right, so this is weird. You hit the button. It's you have the video I see of the men's room, and there's a red button, and it says, "Don't hit this button."
They're so clever. Don't throw me in that briar patch.
And you hit it. It goes dark, strobe lights, all of it's going on. This major light show.
Like Cash
However,
Cab.
it's not a single-use bathroom. It's a multi-use bathroom. And they showed urinals against. What if you're in there and some kid comes up and hits it, and now you're in there, or you're in a stall, and it's like, all right, knock it off already.
Yeah, we get it.
You gotta hope when those lights go dark, that doesn't mean your shoes get hosed.
Says here they received mixed reactions to their unusual wedding.
Really?
But they ain't got no regrets, they said. What mattered to us is we got to end up marrying each other, quote unquote.
Yeah, I don't like these people.
We're happy with the wedding. We're happy with the outcome, and that's all that really matters to us.
I mean,
they haven't decided to go on their honeymoon yet. I guess maybe they'll go to the ladies' room.
Probably Buc-ee's.
What's going to be crazy is that for their divorce, they go to Hawaii.
Right, exactly.
They flip everything.
All right, 407-916-1041. All right, so this is courtesy of UPI, and they did a study, and part of the study was about cardiovascular disease, heart disease.
Oh, man.
And
tell me I should still run.
And yes, you should still run.
All right, good.
As they started kind of studying cardiac arrest and heart disease, they started noticing a pattern forming. And the pattern led them to believe that this could cause a 14% greater chance for you to contract heart disease.
Whoa.
Now,
is it an activity or a food?
It is not what you eat.
Okay.
Energy drinks.
Now, it isn't what you eat per se. This is kind of a tough one to get an answer out of.
All right.
But let's just say it isn't anything that you it isn't anything you eat per se. It isn't anything like that.
Okay.
Is it a condiment?
Is it a person, place, or thing?
It's not
is
a
it
condiment.
acid rain?
It is a thing. God, this is so hard to explain without getting
fungus, fetus, fried food, fried stuff.
Look, you're right. It's where you live.
Oh, so the South?
Where you live can contribute 14% higher chances of, in other words, if you live within walking distance to a fast food restaurant.
It's a city, right? If you live in a city.
If you live within 15 minutes of anything that serves unhealthy foods and drinks, bars and fast food restaurants, within 15 minutes, if you can walk to one, you have a 14% higher risk of heart disease and cardiac arrest.
So I would think, and I'm with you, Deb.
13,000 heart failures were studied for this.
I would think that cities definitely, because you have more fast food chains. But
well, I was thinking cities because I'd read a recent report that the noise, the lack of good sleep, the pollution, the particulates, the not being around green space, that all of that contributes to a decline in life.
So my question is, though, is that who runs through fast food more? The city slickers or the country folk?
Well, I would think the country folk actually kind of work 9 to 5 a little bit, maybe have less busy lives and are able to cook meals a little bit more. And I would think maybe a more traditional family setup like we were talking about yesterday is probably more applied in rural areas where the wife is cooking and the husband's working kind of thing. Is that accurate?
I mean, we're taking guesses here.
In the city, you probably...
I'm leaning towards, I think, rural it would be more fast food dominant, just because I don't think that, there's that many food options. So that if there is a McDonald's, that I don't know, the busiest McDonald's I've ever been to have been city McDonald's late at night or middle of the day McDonald's out in Bithla.
Yeah, they're not singling out any specific restaurant, but it says here specifically folks that live within a 15-minute walk of 11 or more eateries had a 16% greater risk of heart failure than those who have no such restaurants or bars near their homes.
Yeah.
In other words, if you have to get into your vehicle and drive somewhere to get the food or get a drink, you have a better chance of surviving heart risk because chances are if you can walk to it, you'll go there more often. That's exactly what they're saying.
I have always wanted to live walking distance to a bar, and I've got great news. I never have. Because I do think that would make an impact. A huge impact on my drinking career.
And let me tell you, this paragraph answers your question. According to this study,
I'm excited.
Heart failure risk was blank among people without a college degree and adults in urban areas without access to exercise facilities like gyms and things of that nature. Higher.
So how much higher?
It just says higher. Heart failure risk was higher among people without college degrees and adults in urban areas without access to exercise facilities like gyms. So basically what it's saying is I would guess more rural people do not have college degrees. Is that what we're saying? That more people that live in cities have degrees?
I think stereotypically, yes.
I think that is the case, right? So what they're saying is even if you live in an urban area, if you don't have access to a gym, it's the same as living rurally without a college degree. Same kind of thing. It says the study suggests that improving access to healthier foods and exercises facilities in urban areas could reduce the increased risk of heart failure linked to quick meal options, is what it says. Sounds pretty accurate to me. Like I remember when I lived in Baldwin there for the first 3 months, we were doing it, dude. You know, you got a 3-block walk to, just everything you want. You want some
Isn't
sushi?
it great?
You want Five Guys? You want 40 places to get hammered and then stumble home? You got them all.
Is that why you're moving back?
No, I'm not moving back to Baldwin Park. No way. But that's the deal. Yeah, I mean, really, to be honest with you, Deborah would be the closest thing we have to this.
Of like walking?
Yeah, but Deborah can get out her front door and walk right into downtown Mount Dora with many, many choices for food and drink.
Yeah, but they're not fast food.
They're not fast food. They're
fast food and that kind of fast dining, I would have to get in my car and drive down 441.
That's right.
So, but a good, great made meal right within walking distance.
Yeah. Man, oh my God Almighty! What's that Cuban place?
Las Palmas.
Holy God! Holy God! Have you been in there? Have you been to Mount Dora recently?
Yeah.
Just went for work. That's it, right?
So I have another question for you from Ross Thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Have I had this food?
Oh yeah, you had it here, right?
Yes.
But you got to
saw me eat it.
You got to go there and get it.
I do know that food is a lot better when you're at the restaurant.
There's a cafe I want he and Olivia to try because they have some of the best vegan food, and it's their pastries that blows my mind. I don't understand how you can make a pastry that good and not miss anything about what you caught on, the original.
Right.
And here's the reason why, because you can still fry vegan food.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but I mean,
peanut oil is as vegan as it gets.
Yeah.
a chocolate mousse made with avocado and cocoa powder, and it tastes like chocolate mousse. How do you do that?
Yeah, because avocado is known as nature's butter.
They're learning.
All
I'm
fat.
telling you,
All
as
fat.
straight up the stereotypical meat eater millennial. Like, I just want to eat a sandwich so I can go back to what I was doing. Even in the last couple of years, I've seen vegan food accelerate. Maybe I don't rule out that did I just get used to it, but I do think though that there are products out there. It's like, how do you do this? How do you do that? It's like, well, there's just replacements for all of it.
Yeah.
Well, but I need butter.
You don't.
There's vegan butter that's just going to be made from a different thing.
It's not too bad either. I mean, I know that they did a bunch of stuff with cashews in the very beginning of that whole thing.
I got good news about vegan butter. Still awful for you.
Yeah. It's still bad for you. And out there in DeLand for a long time, there was a guy who had a restaurant called Cress, but not Cress like downtown the steak restaurant.
Right.
This was CRESS, not KRES.
Just walked by there Saturday.
That was their first mistake.
And it was absolutely wonderful. Now, he's moved on. The restaurant's owned by someone else, but he made this pesto out of cashews and fresh herbs and stuff. And it was one of the best things I've ever eaten completely vegan. That
Yum.
restaurant was vegan for a while. And it was next level good. Corn tortillas, not a bit of, no, oh, you're perfectly good there.
Yeah.
Just
see?
water and corn, masa. Just so good. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's do last call here, guys. Load them up. We got 5 lines open. Every single line we have is ready to go. 407-916-1041. Little callback, little joke. It's your turn to make us laugh. Get online, and we'll do that next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Got something to say? Call now, 407-916-1041. Last call, sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250, keyword free hard scan.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, everyone. Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Cold front coming in tonight. Temperatures will be in the low 60s for lows. Tomorrow, just 73 in Orlando is the high temperature after mid-80s today. Mostly cloudy tomorrow heading into the weekend. Probably pretty dry tomorrow. Small chance of a shower Friday, but the rain chances will ramp up a little bit over the weekend. I think probably Saturday PM through Sunday, about a 40% chance of showers scattered across the state.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. Visit new and exciting places across the U.S. on Amtrak. It isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey. Without busy airports or cramped car rides, with no middle seats, extra legroom, and first-class private rooms. New adventures are just an Amtrak away. Book now at Amtrak.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is time to be a hero. Tell all your friends and family about Life Imaging FLA, especially if you think you have a friend or a family that could have some issues that Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan could help out with. That is awesome. Look, I did this for my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, immediately suggested that both of these guys get over to Life Imaging FLA. And here's another thing I should tell you. My father-in-law, although he's a big old guy, he's a big baby. He is a crazy claustrophobic. But the good thing is you don't have to go completely into the scanner. Your head stays out, so you don't even have to worry about that. You don't have to take off your clothes. There are no scans, no injections, no nothing. All you get is information that helps you make sure that your health stays good long term. Do not wait at all. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Here's how you do it. Here's how you set up your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today, guys. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by Great Clips and Morgan & Morgan. Scan the QR code at participating Great Clips salons and save 20% on select tickets. Terms apply. Scan QR code in salon for details. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday. You have to see it live, so don't miss it.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest.
Celebrating the best of the best. And the winner is?
Watch live Monday, March 11th on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel and listen on iHeartRadio stations across America.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Social Impact Award. Discover the best selection of audiobooks anywhere, plus binge-worthy podcasts and exclusive Audible originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Try Audible for free when you sign up at audible.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio 104.1. The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Yeah, Jimmy. When I was 18, I moved from Pennsylvania to Texas. And luckily, this guy helped me out. He took me on medical appointments, took me to eat, told me when to sleep, went to use the bathroom, but he yelled a lot. His name was Staff Sergeant Bowman. Basic training, buddy.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to be your concierge mommy.
No, they don't. They're not going to do that. Like, hey, you should get up now. You're going to be late.
You mean by walking in and throwing the garbage cans?
Or grab you by the foot. All right, 407-916-1041. We do have 3 lines open for last call. If you want to grab one of those and make us laugh, take your best shot. Mike does every night. About a 20% hit rate.
We'll take it.
But we do have 3 lines open if you want to grab one. 407-916-1041. Again, you don't, just something quick and fast. Just a little joke, something fun.
Yeah.
We'll call back from the show, make fun of us. We don't care. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. And Ross as well.
It's true.
Coming up tomorrow, Danny Meyering will be on the program, Orlando Date Night Guide for Date Night Done Right, to tell us what's happening in town. And we'll talk to our buddy Glenn Klausman from Klausman Law for Colbert Court. We'll do all that tomorrow. Yeah. Man, that whole scene is crazy now with those law changes for insurance. You know, every time I walk Glenn out after his segment, I walk him out to the elevator and stuff. And you just, small talk, what's going on and stuff. And, he just constantly tells me, I was like, yeah, you guys busy? He goes, just so busy you can't even imagine. And, the laws changing were really difficult for a lot of people because, explaining to them what the changes in the law mean to them.
Yeah.
You get to see them really kind of understand how important it is now to pay attention to politics and how politics can really come into play when it deals with you. Because a lot of people will say, oh, wait a minute, what do I care about who I vote for? These people don't really, I go to work every day. I make my money.
It makes
I come
no
home and I
difference.
pay my bills. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
Well, this is where it makes a difference. The insurance lobby has basically screwed you over in this state because now, you have a less of a chance to get your payout from your insurance company during an injury than you ever did before. I mean, as a matter of fact, you may have a hard time finding somebody to take your case because of the way the insurance laws are set up now. Because the lawyers can't guarantee enough money to take care of the entire case because of how everything's written now. So it is important to pay attention to the legislation that comes through and read and learn about it as much as you can and see the people who support stuff that's going to affect your family positively. And not just listen to stuff that you hear on the air all the time or that you read. You really got to get in there and do your own diligence occasionally and not just automatically hear somebody that you think is the most truthful person telling you this and then just believing it without really doing any work. Because a lot of stuff that you may pay attention to because of party affiliation really may not be the best thing for you and your family. That's why I never align myself. I am a voting Republican, but I don't align myself with any party for like I vote for what I think is right. Sometimes that falls on both sides.
I mean, isn't there like, I think between the two parties, isn't there like 4 or 5 things?
I think it's 4 total, right?
Yeah, it's like
abortion,
4,
guns.
Yeah.
Well, immigration, and what's the other one?
Probably just like foreign policies as well.
Regulations, I think, is one of the business regulations when it comes to a number of things, whether it be environmental issues, social issues, whatever.
About 4 things that the two parties fundamentally disagree on, which, by the way, if you don't know this, though, is a smaller number than the things than we do agree on.
Yeah, exactly. Way fewer. You're right.
But I'll give you another heads up. Which ones do we focus on?
Yeah. Well, the ones we're told to. The ones that make the most noise. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we definitely want to thank Daryl Payne of Pawfection Dog Training. Also want to thank the Truth Dragon himself, Sweet Heat, Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, Maxwell is a very interesting guy when he is gambling. He's a really different, he's kind of a different guy when he's gambling. Would you agree with that, Jack?
Yeah, but what do you mean?
He's a little giddy.
Reserved?
He's a little giddy.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's giddy?
Relax.
My God, dude.
Yeah.
Never, when we talk to him, he's got that anxious, he's a little anxiety because he's talking about stuff that really gets his...
it's important stuff.
That irons his slacks.
He's just in a more relaxed state.
Yeah. Just happier, and he loves playing cards.
Was he high?
No, get out of here. I don't guess. I don't know. I don't think he was.
No, I'm teasing.
Jack, we have a question.
I don't know what was in those gummies.
Yeah.
What?
It said, what do you consider, or would you consider a concierge parent for your college students?
I would say that's got to be one of the lowest.
It's in our YouTube chat.
It's got to be one of the lowest yeses of all time. I would say that only 8% of the people said that they would.
You're back, baby.
Yeah?
It's 7%.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody's doing that. I mean, and even for that cost, it really isn't that bad. Stand up.
Yes. At the end of next month, Saturday, March 30th. I know it's a ways away, but I love Ocala, and I want Ocala to know about it. So Saturday, March 30th, I'm going to be at the Marion Theater. You can get your tickets off of rosscomedy.com.
There you go, buddy. rosscomedy.com. And, of course, Ross Paget Comedy and all social media platforms. You can find him right there. It's R-A-U-C-E. Ross like sauce,
There's
baby.
a bunch of content waiting for you to watch I spent a lot of hours making.
Also, JimColbertLive.com. All of the information you can find on our show, whether it be bios of us, the goods, what'd you do that's new, anything like that is up there. And you can also click through and check out our YouTube channel. Give us a like and a subscribe. That would be great as well. Let's get to it. Let's do last call. We'll start with Soul Man. Last call.
Hey, guys.
What's up, buddy?
I was listening to you guys talking about buying tires, and it was kind of funny because I just bought tires. Where in the world are you buying tires that cost that much? All 4 of my tires installed and out the door was just over $700.
Really? Where'd you get those?
Well, my wife ordered them online, had them shipped to Action Gator here in Hamlin, and that's where they installed them at, near where that Walmart is in Hamlin.
Oh, that's a pretty good idea. I didn't know you could even do that. A lot of the tire stores won't let you even do that. Won't let you order outwear and then have them just put them on. I've never even heard that. Most of them make you order them from them.
Cool.
That way they can't guarantee the work. Like if something blows out or whatever, they don't know, right?
Those Hamlin prices.
Yeah, exactly. Mikey, last call.
What did the drummer name his daughters?
I don't know. What did the drummer name his daughters?
And a 1 and a 2.
Jeff, last call.
Like it.
No.
Uh-oh.
Jeff?
Oh, buddy.
Jeff?
Oh, I got pinched. There you go. Here. I probably just got zapped by an alien or something. By the way, have you guys seen the newest UFO footage?
No.
Ukrainian drone operator caught it. It is bananas.
Hell yeah.
If it's even remotely real. Like, I mean, you can't tell anymore, but my God almighty. I was like, okay, well, there's a floating disc that's like 100 feet away. Pretty easy.
Okay, UFO Ukrainian.
Yeah. Richard, last call.
Hey, so the other day I walked into this room full of people masturbating, and they didn't even look. I mean, they just looked at me weird because I wouldn't stop.
Okay. Oh, no. No.
See, he was the one who was...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
Mike, last
Wash your
call.
hands.
Take us home.
Jimmy, it's all about delivery. You missed it, but you were dang close. Someone's going to get offended. And that's just the way the world works. This is Mike, 20%. Buzzer Larson here. Buckle up. Jimmy, what do you do when an epileptic is in the bathtub having an attack?
I do not know, Mike.
You toss your laundry in.
Man, no. Let me give. Here's a harsher punchline. You get into the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
I think that's a better punchline. Just throwing that out.
All right, very good. All right, let's get that out of here. Like I said,
Thank you,
tomorrow,
Jack.
Danny Myring, our date night done right, and we'll talk to Glenn Clausman as well. Plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks. On behalf of Deb. Oh, there we go. Let's get out of here.
Oh, let's go.
There we go. Much better. Now we can get out of here professionally.
Properly.
On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We will see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Wednesday evening.
And go put some hump in your day. Bye.
Lord have mercy.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Latest crash at 434 west of the Greenway at Stone Gable Circle. Possible road blockage there. Crash with road blockage. South Avalon Park Boulevard south of Waterford Chase Parkway at Timber Springs Boulevard. Crash blocking the right lane. Actually, disabled vehicle now blocking the right lane. This is Maitland Boulevard eastbound before Bear Lake Road. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Down payments vary, does not mean savings. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Looking for a job? Well, you got a couple weeks to the Florida Now Jobs Fair because today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever. You don't have to be discouraged because if you attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair on March 13th from noon to 4 at the Science Center, you can connect with over 70 recruiters right here in our area. Some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. So whether you're upgrading your current situation or you're unemployed and looking for work, join us at the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, Wednesday, March 13th from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center right there on